Hi,
Hello. Hello, good people of the internet.
we're
Mwah.
BabbleGab.
Is that it?
Mwah.
Gabble blubble. Oh, that's what I was
That's
going to
right.
do.
I
I knew,
get
I knew it was
confused sometimes.
something.
We're brilliant garbage.
Might as well. Yep, Steve's
We're
little thing
brilliant
is now.
garbage that acts like a BabbleGab.
Yeah, that's it.
Neb was impressed that the brilliant garbage logo was in the new film on the TV.
I was
Ah,
impressed.
Yeah.
didn't even pick up
This
on
this
that.
is how impressed I was.
Yeah.
That impressed.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
So
And
what
you know
what award did you win there, Neb?
what award did I win?
Besides that T-shirt?
Oh no, this is a t-shirt my wife got for participating in some event.
So you
So now
stole
I get to
it.
wear it and look all official and stuff,
Oh,
you know.
okay. So you stole
The
it. Okay.
AT&T official t-shirt of I don't know.
It's
Maybe
a
it was an
major
event.
award, I know.
The
Yeah.
major award.
I got all these fucking T-shirts. Oh, there's a T-shirt, but it's got no pockets, so that I can't use a damn thing. I gotta have a pocket.
So
I'm goofy that way.
We
usually
had
what I
our
do with my t-shirts is I put them in like a cup of hot water and then I add some cream and sugar and
Oh, there
those
you
are great.
go.
Yeah.
Good Lord. We were all like, look at that. We all looked like that back in the day. One tooth, no eyes. We're just happy to just be round.
yeah. I had the round head and the one tooth, but I had eyes.
Ah.
Uh,
Did you?
I was always different, you know. So anyway, that was before. Uh, on the same boat I used to be. Steve Winwood song.
That is the great.
Valerie calling me on the same boat I used to be.
Ah,
Same
there you
boat.
go.
So
Now you should sing
anyway,
that for Steve. Maybe he'll put it on YouTube's Got No Talent.
yeah. If Steve ever shows up. So I did have the movie show at the Playhouse
Oh,
Ah,
how'd
Sunday
it
night.
go?
Had first of all had 2 months worth of rain all in like an hour. It's crazy. And I was like, well, it's Sunday before Labor Day, so maybe the rain will ruin everybody's barbecues and they'll come to see the show. But
there
they
you go.
didn't. It was pretty lousy turnout.
Ah, that
Uh,
sucks.
but it was enthusiastic, the people that were there. I don't know, maybe a dozen people or so.
Oh, that's a good turnout though, really.
Not really.
For
But
Memorial Day weekend, dude. You might as well plan that shit on Christmas. Come on.
why didn't you tell me that before? Because I did have a choice. I could have had it on a different Friday.
Christmas, yeah.
But you know what? I could have, if I'd had it on Friday, it would have been different. People either want to watch it or they don't.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
would have loved to seen it in the Playhouse. Did you have like the speakers all around and stuff? Like,
yeah, it was really nice.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, Greg set up this sheet all the way across the stage, or a series of sheets, and
mm.
that was the screen, and so it was huge.
Oh,
And of course, I had the speaker system. Um, so the film played great. It looked great, sounded great. That was fine. And yeah, everybody loved it. My priest was there with his son, who's
yeah.
one of the acolytes there, and another acolyte, the one that used to watch my house sit for me. He was there. They all seemed to enjoy it. Um, yeah, Jill, who owns the theater, she just loved it. I think she was the most enthused. Um, and she loved her favorite parts were the discombobulator stuff. She was just
Ah.
couldn't wait to see what happened next with all the visuals. That's.
Yeah, it was a good scene.
I
I
like
like
hearing
Tony.
that. I like hearing what people like the most about it.
Tony getting popped.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do what?
That was the best. Tony getting popped. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Tony getting popped in your film, man.
Tony getting popped.
I had
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
that's where Star Trek got all their ideas from.
Me? No. I
I'm
don't
still
know.
wondering what Neb's talking about. Tony played a cop.
Tony got hit. One
Oh, with the
scene.
gun, the bullet,
Yeah.
the thing, the disc.
Yes.
Ow, you dumb son of a bitch. Okay, that was funny.
Uh,
He did it. That was a hero. He did it.
oh Lord.
That always gets laughs. It got a lot of laughs.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
it should have.
I'm trying to think what got the biggest. I recorded it, so
Oh,
I.
cool. The reactions and stuff.
Yeah, it's a little hard to hear, but you can hear when people are laughing the most. Yeah, it all went good.
They
There
should
was
give you
quite a
kind of
bit
like
of
a run.
commotion and laughter when Tracy became that Thunderbird.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it shouldn't be limited to just one day. You should have like a whole week of it, dude.
Yeah.
I know. I've still got a couple of more watch parties around town.
Oh,
Got
nice.
one in a
Oh.
couple weeks, and another one.
Cool. Do you get like, do you bring your own red carpet or do they supply that or?
No, they got to supply some food though, like popcorn or pizza or something.
Oh, okay.
I
Man.
think the next one I'm going to show the last page of summer and this movie
Oh, wow. That'd be cool.
because they haven't seen it, either of them. So,
Oh,
and
yeah, you should have a marathon, dude. Star Trip, all those.
it's this woman named Claudine who lives in my neighborhood. So I ride the little motorcycle when I go to her place. But
Yeah.
she's a mother of Ratchet, my bass player Treble Clef who flew feet a few years ago.
Right.
Um,
Oh,
so I told her before the film started, right when they're stuck in rush hour on the bridge, Terry starts hearing things, and the first voice he hears is Ratchet's when he says
Ooh.
Venus Cap Module 1 accentuate, and she was just so touched. It was really sweet. She
yeah.
even when I was doing the presentation before the show, just explaining to everybody, thank you for being. She's like, can you tell them about the Waco? So it was sweet.
That sounds sweet. Sad as
I'm
hell.
glad. I'm glad I got the news about Putt after the show, or I'd have been like, yeah, the guy that plays our manager is in ICU right now. I don't want to, didn't want
Damn
to
it.
put that downer on it, but
That's what the folks are here for, Tim.
Yeah.
yeah.
Comedy.
Looks like Steve woke up.
Oh, did he?
With a
Nice.
circle of beer,
Circle of beer. Yeah, he had a circle of beer.
huh?
That he said circle of
Circle.
beer.
I said, did a
Maybe
circle
more.
of beer.
Ah, I would rather have a circle of beer.
Yeah.
I used to drink beer doing this show, and I just stopped.
Really?
Yeah, I just like it's not good. It's beer. I don't need to have beer all the time. So I have whiskey now.
Oh, there you go. Step in the right direction for you.
Yeah, it's less fattening. I mean, beer is like eating a liquid loaf of bread, or drinking a liquid loaf of bread is what it is.
We'll find out if Mr. Steve read my manuscript.
I think people liked the Steve. How can you not like Steve Arini?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
he's a breakout
really
star. He's a breakout star.
I think
no
he really
question.
is in that one.
What I do?
Nothing.
What's up,
We're
Steve?
talking about the Playhouse show in my film, which you didn't show up to
Oh, it was yesterday, wasn't it?
Sunday night.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
Very low turnout. I think it was a little better than when you watched Saturdalia. There's probably at least a dozen people, maybe between probably 12 and 15 people.
Oh, wow.
But they were all enthusiastic. It wasn't like Saturdalia where everybody hated me and stuff. It
Yeah.
was it was actually had a really good enthusiasm for people that were there.
Oh,
And the funniest thing is Karen, who does the voice of Stacy. I wanted her to do some Transforma voices since people are wanting Stacy to transform now. And plus, she plays one called Denise, what I'm working on right now. So I'm like, can you do some voices? I can just record them on my phone. So we're going to meet in the parking lot after the show. And she said she went out for a smoke and said she'd wait for me. And I was gathering everything up, my laptop, the umbrella. I was just making sure I had everything. And then I put everything in the Mustang, and then I can't find my glasses. So I'm looking through the trunk. It's dark now. There are my glasses. And boom, I'm off like a mile and a half away. And I'm like, oh shit, she's waiting for me to. And I call her on the phone. And it's a noisy car. And I'm like, I'm all the way past Ace Hardware. I totally forgot. So we did meet because we, lived in the same direction. But I felt so dumb. But I am working on one for her now.
Nice.
Tony might appreciate the car that she becomes. In 1958 Buick Limited, four-door. And I do believe it's the best looking 3D car I've ever made.
Wow.
And for those who don't know, you have to Google a 58 Buick Limited. There is more chrome on the side of that car than there is paint.
Yep.
I mean, they are gaudy, and they have a reputation for you either love them or hate them. And
it's like all of us.
What?
It's like all of us.
Either love us or hate us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it ended up looking real good. So
that's good.
yeah, I think so. I think it's
Hey, Steve.
that should be done in about a week.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Steve. Did you
Hey.
get the file I sent you, sir?
I saw that there was a file there.
You sent them a pile of what?
Yeah.
You want?
Hey, did you get that pile I sent you in the mail? That pile?
Just ask Murray. Murray knows.
No, Murray's always drunk. I don't like Murray.
Fucking drunk Murray. But you wanted something Casey Kasem, baby. I gave you Casey Kasem, okay?
I told you Steve didn't even see it.
I figured maybe.
I thought it was more of your comedy files that you did. I didn't.
No,
So that's what we're gonna have to do from now on. Is we're gonna have to talk about Murray, who's supposed to be here, but he's probably drunk.
Yeah.
There's this imaginary BabbleGab.
Murray was the original BabbleGab guy. Remember, he started by himself back in like 1950.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I
We
remember
kicked
that.
him out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we took over the. Yeah.
So did you hear like North Korea had this state-of-the-art battleship a few days ago, and it was like supposed to make the world tremble in fear, like because it was so state-of-the-art, and they sent it off the dock sideways and it tipped over.
Oh, gee.
This is covered with blue tarps now.
That's funny. Oh.
You got a monkey?
Vicky, okay? She's saying else.
Well, that was Joey.
Oh.
He screams like a girl.
Oh, I thought it was Steve.
Oh, so he's like that guy
Steve needs
from
to learn how to roll with it, with the
Excitement.
comedy.
that Ain't Got No Home guy.
Yeah.
I can sing like a frog, and I can sing like a girl. And it's like, okay, good for you.
So I know so Putt's not here. He needs our prayers. He was in the ICU. He just got out,
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
but he's got this liver failure thing.
Oh,
So
shit.
yeah, so we're worried about our Putt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we always have Murray,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
sometimes I run into Murray in the bathroom
Oh, yeah.
for no particular
he's
reason.
sitting on his lap,
I'm like, Murray.
only if it's in the dark,
Yeah.
on accident.
On accident.
I'm not
Yes.
in the mood for a colonoscopy now.
For the non-Midwesterners out there, he means by accident.
What'd I say, on accident?
Yeah.
Oh.
Steve,
Huh.
what do you think of my new look?
Oh, your boat.
Yeah, I'm the same boat I used to be.
Same boat.
Valerie, call on me. I'm the same boat I used to be. Oh, gee whiz, he played that song this morning.
I know. Wasn't it cool?
Yeah.
That's for Steve Winwood, which I don't like. It's a song that actually is okay. It doesn't offend.
You know, the
me.
only trouble was I finally ended up having to look up the lyrics online. And she can't be that warm with the wind in her arms. How high do you have to be to write that line?
He's talking about the fart sound you make under your armpit.
Yes.
And
It's
wind,
fairly
wind
warm,
beneath
though.
my wings is what that song is about.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm trying to find the email that Neb sent.
No,
I
did
didn't
you
it
send it
through
on
email. I
Messenger?
sent it through Messenger. Yeah.
Facebook Messenger.
Messenger.
Oh, you sent it on Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder I can't find it.
check your messenger.
Check your messenger.
Is Big Bob still doing that show?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you.
Although he's going to make an announcement next week, and he's got me worried.
Don't shoot me, shoot the messenger.
Well, Steve probably knows.
I know everything.
Well, what's his announcement?
What?
What's Big Bob's announcement?
Bob's got an announcement?
Yeah, he said he's
Oh,
going to
never.
talk about something next week. Oh, shit.
I'll be right back. I gotta pee.
All right. You know, I Saturday morning, that's the last thing I think of. And then when we do the show, I'm thinking, oh, I need to go to Big Bob Saturday. And then Saturday, I'm like doing
Oh, I
other
can
things.
send you a little reminder. Yeah.
Yeah, send me a reminder and I'll see if I can pop in.
So I figured I just figured you hated him.
Well, it's not that particularly. I just don't. Saturday morning, I just
I've got to shut the.
a lot of times Saturday is my chore day.
Yeah.
I got to shut the door. Hang on a second.
Oh, shut the door.
I think part of it too is I usually listen to Salty's previous podcast from the the night before while I do chores outside.
But you get tired of him.
I kind of did for a while, and now I'm not as enthused about him anymore. But I do still sometimes check on his shows. I guess what it is I got tired of him, but there's really no alternative. He's okay to have on when I'm outside cleaning out the shed or doing something that just background noise. But I don't actually like watch his show like I used to.
Whose show?
Salty Cracker.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen him.
Well, he's like all these podcasters. They get sponsors, and then so you have the super chats and the sponsors. And if you don't have an ad blocker, you've got the ads too. That'd be too much for me to swallow.
Yeah.
I like the ads.
Well, my ad blocker stopped working today, and all of a sudden I see an ad on YouTube. I had seen an ad on YouTube in like years, at least on my laptop here, and I'm like, oh shit! So I went to my add-ons and I found another one, and I got it's a different company or different add-on, and it works. So I'm blocking it.
Oh.
YouTube, if you're watching this, for a while there, we didn't mind your ads, but when you've got to put like 3 ads and some of them you can't even skip at this in a row, and then another ad 5 minutes later, that's enough.
Yeah.
You ruined it.
That's why I have YouTube Premium.
Yeah, you want to pay $15 a month for something you can get for free.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just don't like the ads. I'm sick of watching.
I don't
something.
either. That's why you just get an ad BL Ocker. They're free.
I love
but how do you block the ads through YouTube's algorithm, though?
You just get. I use Firefox. That's my main browser, and Firefox hasn't. You just you go to Firefox add-ons, and you're literally, right when you click on the 3 lines and you go to the history. Well, there's another thing that says add-ons. You just go to add-ons and search ad blocker, and then they put it there, and that's it. That's all you got to do, and then it blocks all the ads. Facebook too. I don't know. I wouldn't pay $15 a month to YouTube. I don't like them. They put ads on my Apology None videos, and they don't. I'm not a partner with them on Apology None, but they still put ads on. I don't get revenue for it.
Oh, that's nice.
Really?
Pisses me off. That's why on all the Apology None videos, I say I do not put ads on this channel. That's like always a pinned comment. I don't want people to think that I put these stupid ads on the videos, and I'm, when I'm not even getting revenue. Now the Transferama, I monetize those.
Yeah.
But I actually get a little bit of money. Since the ad blocker thing has happened, it cut my revenue in half for the Transferama. But so did everybody.
Yeah.
Even the big podcasters that make millions of dollars a year, now they just make like $1 million a year instead of like 2 million.
Poor guys.
$4 a year.
What, Tony?
$4 a year. Wow, I really
$4.
must be soft today.
You were. I barely hear. It's like you're mumbling that one. What are you doing, everybody? Nobody's looking at the screen but me, and I'm
I was looking, but I just got
What's to look at the screen?
because we're doing a show. We got.
It's creepy if you start screaming.
All of our 16,000 audience people out there. There's Murray in the audience.
Little people.
Hey, Murray, come into the chat. In our thing instead of just being in chat.
That's right. Wait, I think that might be Murray on the phone.
He's beating his kid.
Well, oh man, you're not gonna believe this. Murray's watching the show, dude.
Sweet.
Hey, no, Murray. Don't take that fucking tone with me. Really? Oh, Murray's an asshole. Fuck him.
Hang up.
What was that song that Murray came out with that he wrote? It was called like Happy
One Night in
Feet or
Bangkok?
Fancy Pants. It was some stupid song, Fancy Pants, or
Yeah, Fancy Pants, One Night.
it was something like that.
Yeah.
There was a Beach Boys movie. It was an ABC miniseries called American Beach Boys and American Family, which was very good. I recommend it if you ever, since it's a miniseries, it was pretty comprehensive, but it showed a lot of the Wrecking Crew stuff, and they really narrowed in on Murray, his relationship with Dennis and Brian. And
Was that the one where Bob Hoskins played Murray? Because that's what I
he was
remember.
he was the kid's dad in the Transformers movie.
Oh.
That's the only thing I really know him from. And he was in Keeping Up with the Joneses with John Hamm. That's the only thing I've seen. I don't know his name, but
Oh, okay.
he usually plays a goofball in the other movies.
No, 'cause there was one Beach Boys. Jesus, there was one Beach Boys movie, and Bob Hoskins, of course, was Eddie Valiant in Roger Rabbit, an English guy, but he played
this guy
Murray.
in English. This guy that played Murray actually reminds me of Thomas.
Ah.
Sometimes BabbleGab's with us, but anyway, what brought it up is later in his life, I guess in the early 70s, or Murray would just play his record over and over, the one he wrote about the Happy Feet or something, the stupid one. And he would just play it over and over because his kids had all the success and he didn't. And his wife was just like, "Stop playing it, I'm going to break your record." And then he died.
Huh.
It was a funny movie.
Yeah.
Magic.
Because I thought you were talking about Murray Head.
One night.
I have a song from Murray Head in my fun hour.
I thought he only had the one song.
No,
One
I
Night
got
in
one from
Bangkok.
him from like around 68.
Ah,
He did Jesus Christ Super. No, that wasn't him, was it?
But Jesus Christ Superstar was Teddy.
Oh,
Ted.
okay.
because
I played Ted on my Teddy Neely.
Oh,
Right.
no idea.
What
And
did
I
he
played
do?
Teddy Neely on my Fun Hour show. So this is what worth looking up. This album cover for Teddy Neely 5. It's from 1966, and these guys in this band on their album cover is one of the nicest looking album cover. It's like these guys are too good for me. I wouldn't be able to hang with them.
Ah,
I mean, they all look like 5 James Bonds, and they were about to plan some kind of secret mission, and I'm like interfering with them, and they're looking at me like it's a good album cover. I would put it up there with Brazil '66, Sergio Mendes. That album cover. They just look like they're in a spy movie, and they look good.
Steve going cap. I like it.
I like it when Steve wears his cap.
really?
Yeah.
I think he
Yeah.
looks distinguished with the bald head. Just
I didn't want my bright bald head blinding people.
well, then put some powder on it.
You wear it the cool way too, where you put it backwards like this.
I get yelled at if I do that. Okay.
You know who you remind me of?
I hate that. It's
Just open it
it's the
on
adjustable. It's the adjustable part. It just looks absolutely pants on
Mine
head
has
retarded.
adjustable. It's like a
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like you got like a dick sticking out of your crotch, like the flies open.
Yeah, it's stupid looking.
Right.
They can
Cover
see,
up my-
they can see part of your taint because
Let me
Yeah.
cover
Yeah.
up. Let me cover up my dick there.
that's good, Nev. I like that look.
All right.
Hello, fellow. No, you need a T-shirt that says "Music Band."
Jewish.
what?
I look Jewish.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that.
Rabbi Steve?
No, do you know who you look like, Steve, when you got your hat on? Right.
There you go.
No,
Fucking
when
goober
the bill's
pile.
kind of up a little bit
Yeah.
because you've had it where the bill's yeah, like that. He reminds me of the littlest kid on the Little Rascals, the one that looked like Spanky but wasn't.
You know,
He's the one, that poor kid. When he became of age, he was in the military,
Uh-huh.
and his mom was coming up to see him, and he was killed in a training plane accident when she was coming up to visit him. It was terrible. And Froggy, the kid that played Froggy,
Oh yeah.
was on the back. He got a motor scooter for Christmas or something, and him and his friend were delivering papers on it. And he was on the back, and they made a U-turn right in front of a truck,
Oh,
and the truck hit them, and Froggy went flying out and landed on a lawn. But he
was
flew
like,
feet.
he was like, help me.
Did you know that voice he did was Popeye?
Ah,
He did a Popeye impression, and everybody liked it so much they wanted him to do it just as the kid's regular voice. That must have hurt him doing that.
Oh yeah.
But they
'Cause
said-
I heard
they
him once
said
in his
he-
normal voice.
Well, no, it wasn't his normal voice, but they said.
I heard him once.
Oh, did you? The cast on the set said he was just the nicest kid.
oh yeah.
The total opposite of that alfalfa.
Well, see
Oh,
now
you're talking
that
about alfalfa.
No, I'm not. Oh my God,
Stinky or whatever his name was, Slappy,
Froggy!
Froggy.
For fuck's sake, Froggy! I
don't know, I haven't watched any of that shit
Is this
in
working?
like
Who did you
80
think I
years.
was talking about?
I'm sensitive. Please don't yell at me.
I'm not yelling at you, but I was talking about Froggy the whole time. I said he was the nicest kid. Everybody that on set said he was the nicest kid. And I said he was a total opposite of the one who played Alfalfa, who was supposed to be a real asshole.
Yeah, because Alfalfa,
yeah.
that was the guy in
Christmas,
American Graffiti. Yeah,
I thought he died at 16. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
Alfalfa.
no, was it? That was Bob Falfa. Sorry, but
No, Alfalfa was probably. I assumed he was in his 20s.
Maybe he was.
Yeah, because he was either shot or stabbed over a hunting dog.
yeah,
Something about a
dogs shot him.
somebody's dog got. He rented hunting dogs or was renting. Something happened, and the dog got, and he had a reward going for it. $50 to return the dog, and the guy returned it. But it was some fight over $50, and he flew feet over it. But he was in a wonderful life too. He was the one that was jealous and opened up the swimming pool.
But you have to
Oh, I remember
back
that.
then, $50 was
That
like,
swimming pool still exists. That was like a high school in the San Fernando Valley.
Does the floor still open
I
up
think
like
it
that?
does. I think they built shit better than that. But you really, what Steve's cap really reminds me of is that guy with a pickup truck with a slide-in camper and stickers of fish on the back of it, and he's also got a ham radio.
how do you make a radio out of ham?
No, I thought he'd have a tinfoil hat. Anyway, that was the only thing I could think about Little Rascals. And Robert Blake was Mickey. And then
Right.
he ended up having that show with that white bird called Cecil or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
that
it was it.
had the
Beretta.
some crimes.
Yeah,
Beretta.
yeah, he drove a Beretta.
I hated that show. I just did not like it at all.
I don't remember ever really watching it and being impressed. I mean, I remember of it, it's just one of those.
I kind of dug it.
I think-
I watched whatever was on back then. And nowadays, I never watched TV. Back then, it was always had some damn thing on.
Well, it would have been whatever my grandma or my mom was watching. So if they were watching Beretta, it was probably on, and I was probably on the floor playing with cars. It's all I ever did.
And I remember saying sometimes, "Oh yeah, that was Sammy Davis Jr. did that theme," and everybody said, "What? I thought he only did the Candyman song." It's like, really?
No, I didn't say that. What I said is my memory. No, this is what happened. I think you're thinking of me. What happened is my memory of it, of the song. I didn't hear little voice Sammy. I heard more like Barry White, like "Don't comb your hair when you're next to a bear."
Oh, yeah.
yeah. That's the voice I heard in my head. So when he said Sammy, I'm like, that wasn't Sammy. That guy. It sounded like a big black guy. And then when I heard it, I'm like, yeah, it is little runty Sammy singing it.
Come on, man.
Well, lots of
gotta
little
go, fellas.
guys have big
Oh,
voices.
take care, Nev. Thanks for being here.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, no problem. I'll talk to you guys later.
Hey, just do a bunch of takes of that, send them to me, and I'll see if I can splice them together.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll look at that script. I just looked at it a little while ago. It looked kind of cool.
What'd you think of it?
Take a look at
Looked
that.
good. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Talk to you guys later.
You know, he didn't.
See ya. Be safe.
Get rid of him finally. Look at that chewing gum. Look at all that damn Wrigley chewing gum right there, and the cars. That's all you did back then. Is you drove weird cars and chewed chewing gum. Because I remember even in the early 70s, that like the biggest problem school teachers had to put up with was friggin' chewing gum.
I know, right?
Sometimes I don't know if you guys can hear me or not.
I hear you.
What did you say?
Nothing. I just
Oh, okay.
I thought we were just having a conversation with you.
Yeah.
we were, but
We had we dedicated 5 minutes to your hat style.
Yeah.
oh well, that was nice of you.
There's Los Angeles City Hall.
I think you just don't remember anything we said.
What'd you say?
See?
Who are you? What's your name?
Ah, what?
Huh?
News. See, that was the internet back then. You had to it was just all paper.
I keep thinking somebody's coming in that turbo lift behind me.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was the crapper.
Yeah, Occupado.
That
I
chair
really want
right
to see
behind
that
me.
again. I would like to see that film again, Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do you know that seat lifts up? The captain's chair lifts up in a toilet. You know?
Yeah, it doesn't.
I was kidding. Go with it. Tell me to go with it. Jeez.
Yeah, anyway, Steve, I'm working on my little avatars again, and I've got like 3 or 4 so far.
Safe.
You know, I had to learn that program all over again because it had been
What?
like 2 or 3 years. The program where I animate these things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I just literally had to learn it all again. I mean, or basically each phase I had to jog my memory and remember how I did stuff.
You know, it's like falling off a bicycle. You never forget how.
Yeah, I know. Well, Biden didn't forget how.
yeah, he does.
That had been one of the funniest things. Let's put him on a bicycle to show how athletic he is, and he's going 2 miles an hour and falls over right on the camera. You know,
Remember when Biden used to he'd jog out on stage wherever he'd come out?
well, I do that.
Yeah.
You know, that's how you keep in shape.
Well, it's okay falling off, but as long as you don't try to catch yourself with your arm and do what I did, the damn thing is still got crunch. But the problem is, the other shoulder makes crunchy noises too, and that's never been injured as far as I remember. Everything makes crunchy noises.
I think you broke your shoulder, man. You had the bruise and everything, just like I did.
Yeah, but you didn't. If it was broken, you would have been in a cast or in a sling.
No, you can't put a cast on a broken shoulder.
Yeah, because it's not broken.
No, you can't do anything with a broken rib or a broken shoulder. You can't put a cast on it.
You can
Or a broken toe.
you can elevate or immobilize it somehow.
No,
You
that's
don't
not
want to
good
do
either.
that. Well, you got a broken shoulder. You've got to go to a PT and you've got to have it stretched in agony. They just got to stretch it out, or you'll lose use of your arm.
So did you fall off your bike or something, Tony? Or
That was back in fucking. Jeez, was it January, February, something like that? It's been so long.
Oh,
I mean, there's not much you can do about it, Tony.
It works. I mean, I can do stuff. I do anything
Well,
I need to do.
I'm just saying that with I'm not a doctor, but my own experience, the only thing you can do is just make sure you keep stretching that arm.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out how to fix a broken brain.
Well, yeah.
There was a show about that. It was called Scarecrow and Mr. King.
Oh, I remember that.
Scarecrow. I loved Kate Jackson. I loved that show.
Oh, yeah.
Those are shows that I never watched. I never watched Simon and Simon or Heart
didn't watch them.
to Heart. I never
Well,
watched any of those that had the married people.
Do you remember the Simon and Simon kind of knockoff? It was it wasn't
Riptide.
Barnes and Riptide. I liked that one because they had the goofy guy and they had a helicopter that wouldn't start.
Oh, I
The
wish,
colorful helicopter and the cool robot.
Yeah.
I wish I could find that CD. I had put words to the Simon and Simon theme and went to a professional recording studio to record it.
Oh my God.
Why?
Because I was doing a CD anyway of my stupid routines, and I thought that's where I recorded Nick and Jack when I.
Oh.
You did good with that. You should have done. You should have done Love Song in that session.
Yeah. But that was a professional studio. I forked out tons of money for that back in the 90s. I thought I was going to get this, start doing this real cool thing on the internet of.
Yeah. Well, you
That's
did.
what people did back then. They paid a lot of money to do.
I know.
We only went to one professional studio with Treble Clef, but it was a barter thing. We had to basically they would record our album if we recorded a Christian album for this ministries. So basically this guy gave us all these weird kind of John Denver type demos, and we had to make them into our rock songs and put our own kind of brand. So we ended up kind of changing up the songs. I don't know if they were happy with it. There was one called there was a song, I don't remember what it's called, but in the sheet music it said Warring Beat, like WAR. So we started off the song, I'm not joking, Hooga shaka, hooga, hooga, hooga. We did that to start off this Christian song. So Big John's wife worked in a funeral home, and somehow they piped the Christian album in. And so she was working at the funeral home, and all of a sudden, hooga shaka, hooga.
Let us all remember him, his
The
life.
guys get up and said, "Shut that shit up."
And Tony would have hated that. I have not listened to either of those albums since like the year we recorded them.
But no, it sounds like that movie with Whoopi Goldberg, the nunnery movie, where he would take like
Sister Act?
rock and rolls. Yeah, Sister Act. They would take rock and roll songs and like,
Yeah,
instead
she
of "My
put them
Guy"
in,
was
yeah.
"My God" and things like that.
Oh yeah, that was funny. My God,
It's too bad Whoopi's a Satanist.
I know. She used to be so funny, and now she's just a.
Oh, she's like one of these Springsteens up there doing that now. He's worse than or just as bad as Robert
What's he doing? Like a
Mafia.
left?
Robert Mafia.
Robert, was he doing like left wing crap or left wing
What's we're
crap?
thinking the Godfather guy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Come
Godfather
on.
guy? What Godfather guy?
He plays
well.
a mob boss in everything he's in.
Marlon Brando.
No, not Marlon Brando.
De Niro.
De Niro.
The guy with the
him.
you used to say the guy with the 2-foot lifts in his shoes.
Right. I
Oh,
should
De
have said that.
Niro. De Niro's a fucking joke.
Robert the Weirdo. Him and
Robert the Weirdo.
yeah, him and Whoopi and Rosie and Springsteen and Luke and Rob Reiner. Those people have TDS to the extent where it's ruined their entire lives, where they've
You
aged.
talking about Mark Hamill?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Anyhow,
So
if you're watching this and you love those people, we love you anyway. And look at all these roads. It's like,
You know though it's funny. Whoopi Goldberg's name is Karen.
yeah.
I know.
Her real name.
Why did she choose a Jewish name? That's weird. So anyway, we were talking about Shaggy. Did you say Shaggy, his actual name on the show was Oral Roberts?
I don't remember what his real name was. Shaggy.
I thought somebody said that.
I'm probably in joking or something, but all I've ever known him by is Shaggy.
Yeah.
Raggy.
Or Scratch.
Isn't it funny? I can do Casey Kasem, but I can't do Shaggy.
Did you get to
That's more
listen to that little
Scooby
bit,
than
that little radio play thing that Casey Kasem did?
What? He did several.
Yeah, but I put that link to a thing in the morning show chat a couple days ago.
Oh,
Because I actually heard it on the Vortex, even though it was it was audio only.
I think I did click on listen. So I did. I remember that. I can't remember. I was doing the show. I didn't get to listen to all of it, but I listened to it quick.
It's kind of cool. He does his usual. I mean, he's very talented voiceover artist. Like none of us.
And the way I do Casey's voice is the way he does American Top 40. He doesn't always talk like that.
That's true.
Because me, I change up my voice for the stupid show.
Well, you were playing Josie and the Pussycats, and he was playing like a roadie or some crap, and he sounded fairly normal. But it was like, wait a second, that's him. You still recognize the voice.
Yeah, I thought that was a rip-off. There was these Wizcats from like Scooby-Doo and all that because he was playing, you had a Shaggy character, you had the Fred character, and Daphne, and it's like,
Yeah,
I never
same
got
with
it.
Speed Racer.
Speed Racer, what are they?
Not Speed Racer, I'm sorry, Speed Buggy.
Oh,
Speed Buggy, yeah.
They had the same cast as the same people. They had the Shaggy, like, pit crew guy. And there was another one, somebody posted, this is still a picture of it. It was another group of these kind of Hanna-Barbera people from the 70s, and I didn't even see it before. They had their own, like, a racing dune buggy, but it wasn't Speed Buggy, but it still had the Shaggy, it had the Fred, it's like, how much are they going to milk that stuff?
I remember that they had kind of like a Speed Buggy car, but it wasn't Speed Buggy, and I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah. Let me see. It's a guy named Tim
Ah.
Rempel. Let me see. I think he's the one that posted it the other. Let me look and see what he's got.
Well, the thing
Rich
is, you know,
Appel, maybe?
the entertainment industry, you know, if you find somebody who's semi-reliable, you're going to hire them every damn time. So you always end up with like the same people doing the same shit.
Yeah.
Like if you watch like old movies from the 30s, you'll see like the same three actors in the like every other movie, just because you know they actually show up and learn their lines. It's like,
Oh,
okay,
I found out something interesting the other day. I was watching a video documentary on Smokey and the Bandit. And did you know for the TV, when they had to dub in, dub out the dirty words, they got the guy who played Fred Flintstone to dub in Jackie Gleason's.
sweet.
That was like, that's what it sounded like. Marty, you know, it's like, wow.
His name's on the tip of my tongue too.
Oh, I know. I read it, and it's Alan Freed,
Alan Reed. Alan Reed.
Alan Reed, or something like that. Yeah.
Dude, all they needed was Neb. He did a perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Then what would well, he was born, but he was like 3 or 4 when that movie came out. But we were talking earlier about Sammy Davis Jr. and how a fairly little guy, but he could, you know, belt out a deep voice. Yeah, everybody's favorite cartoon voiceover guy, Paul Frees. He did Boris Badenov, and he also in like major movie. He was in the movie Grand Prix with James Garner, and they had Toshiro Mifune, the Japanese actor who did not speak English or didn't speak it well enough to it, and Paul Frees, Boris Badenov, dubbed his voice.
Boris Badenov from Bullwinkle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I found what it is. It's the Funky Phantom.
Ah.
Boy, that sounds familiar, but
So if you look up Funky Phantom, maybe you'll see it. But there's you can see the Shaggy character, you can see the Daphne character. There's a fat guy, which is unusual.
no Fred character.
No, there's no Fred unless Fred's just maybe it's his angle, but he looks
Fat
more
Fred,
like
maybe.
yeah.
And no, Mr. YouTube captioning. His name is not Toshiro Buffoni.
And the Dune Buggy doesn't look anthro. He doesn't look like he's alive.
Ooh, how to do that? Go ahead.
There's a show that I liked when I was probably 12 called Meatballs and Spaghetti. And it was on Saturday morning. And it was about a rock band. And it was, I don't know if they were married or not, but Spaghetti was a woman and Meatball was this fat, like he was very much Fred Flintstone, but he had longer, shaggy hair. But it was basically Fred Flintstone. And I liked it. I watched it, and I didn't know until after Last Page of Summer that Ron Masak was Meatball.
Oh.
So I actually had Meatball from one of my favorite shows when I was a kid, doing my cartoon, being in it. So that was kind of neat.
Yeah, and Ron Masak, I forget. I think it was Josie and the Pussycats he did a voice for.
Probably he was in everything.
Because I was looking at the cast and I thought I saw, it might have not been Josie and the Pussycats, it might have been something else, but I remember seeing his name on the cast.
And I do believe, unless something has surfaced, that Ron and Spencer Milligan, that their last credits before they floofied his Last Page of Summer.
Wow.
On IMDb.
Well,
It's sad, but kind of neat, I guess, in a way.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I got my IMDb Pro back.
Oh.
Does that mean you can get us some guests?
Yeah, I was looking at that. What would you think of somebody who
Before you even say it, I'm game with anybody. Even if you've got effing Rosie O'Donnell, I'm fine. I just want a guest.
Oh, sure, I can see that happening. Whoopi Goldberg.
Well, you got Robbie Rist, and we kind of used to clown on him before we met him, and you got him. I'm like, great. I'm for anybody you get.
I'm looking at Barry Pintar. He's an actor, and he was close friends with William Asher, and he knows all the backstories of Bewitched, and it's really good to listen to him.
Anybody, Steve, anybody. You don't have to, I don't think, you don't have to ask my permission. Anybody you can get on the show,
Oh,
Steve.
sure. If I got somebody from Star Trek, I'd hear it for sure.
No, you wouldn't. Get all of the people from Star Trek. I don't care if it gives us viewers, and if it allows us to talk about things that we don't normally talk about, I'm fine with it. Shoot, we got fresh Phil on here. I like having an extra. It's nice having a person that we don't talk to every week that we can,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want like an axe murderer on here.
Well,
Oh, why not? I mean,
if they're good at if they got some good stories about axe murdering,
Well,
Yes.
there goes my idea. I was going to invite the Menendez brothers. I
there
guess.
you go.
That's
They should be getting out pretty soon, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another guy that has the TDS so bad it aged him like 40 years. Was the Mexican version of Tim Allen? What was his name?
Oh. Oh, is he a big chunky guy?
A little bit, not big fat, but kind of.
What was his name?
Oh, for God's sake!
I don't know. I'm thinking of this big guy. Maybe it's a different guy. I forget his
Oh,
name.
now I gotta look it up.
Wouldn't that be something to get Tim Allen on here? That'd be good.
He'd
Boy,
be cool. He's everything I've heard. He's a cool guy. But we'd get to talking cars, and Steve would fall asleep in 5 seconds.
Yeah, that'd be.
Hey, and
Google's not even giving it to me.
Well, if it knew what you
George
wanted, it'd be
Mendez-
giving
George-
it to you.
George Mendez,
Oh yeah,
Lopez?
George Lopez.
Yeah, George Lopez.
Yeah, he's another one that ruined him. He like aged 40 years
Because he
in the
was a
last
cool
like
guy
7
for a
years.
long time, and then all of a sudden just went.
Yeah, I mean, he really. I think it's the TDS. It's a real thing.
The one I'd really like to get on here because she'd have a lot to talk about. It would be. I can talk. Miss her name, Erin Murphy
Oh,
played Tabitha.
right.
She's the only survivor left of the show.
Yep.
Yeah, try to get her on. It's kind of sad. I mean, Marta said she'd do it, and then just same with Annie Haslam. I would have loved to have had either of them, and
Oh, did you
I
say?
think somebody had said Annie must have had a bad experience with somebody on Zoom. Which
She
is
kind of got
sad.
back on Facebook though. That she's doing a Renaissance page.
Well, she's always admin the Renaissance page.
Yeah, but it only recently kind of popped up and it had some traffic to it, and it actually came. I actually noticed it.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look it up.
6:57.
She
Sunshine
still owes me a
State.
pit guard. She said she'd do 2 pit guards for me, and she just gave. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
She owes you a Picard.
yeah.
pit guard. Yeah, but because I gave her 2 pit guards, a plastic one and a wood one, because we weren't sure. And then she said that she ruined the wood one, and showed me a picture of it. I'm like, it looks fine. And she sent me the wood one, and it's just fine. I don't see, typical artists. Oh, it's terrible. I love it, but I was waiting for the other one because I was going to frame them both together, but I'm never going to see the other one, so I might as well get I want to get like a shadow box for it or something.
Oh, there you go.
I wonder who can do that for me.
So I'll cruise around IMDb and see what I can do.
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
to
I mean,
get
I
the
don't
ones
like
that-
Tony, but I'm fine with anybody.
I mean, sure. I
There
mean, basically, anybody I wouldn't want to have is somebody who would want to be here anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, I don't
It's
think
like-
anybody really wants to be here.
I mean,
It's like-
if you could bring RuPaul in, I mean, that'd be.
Oh, I don't know if I could deal with that. Good makeup tips or something.
I think even Timmy would say, maybe not.
Do what?
Huh?
Huh?
RuPaul.
Not sure who
Ball-headed,
that is. I keep thinking of.
ball-headed cross-dresser.
Oh, gross! Is he the one that was in Congress that was stealing everybody's luggage?
No, that would look like him though.
He did. He
That
did.
guy
He was
play
like a black
freak.
version of that guy.
Now RuPaul, if you remember, played Jan Brady's guidance counselor.
Okay, that's all you had to say.
Brady, yeah,
And I thought for the longest time, until you said it, I thought it was an actual woman.
yeah. That's how good he is.
And so, did you ever see Bruce Bigelow, Male Gigolo? Was it Pauly Shore or Adam? It was one of those people.
Probably sure. Yeah.
But
He
he
was
ended
the one.
up getting, somehow he got a job as a like a gigolo, but he wouldn't have sex with any of the women. He just wanted them to feel good.
Ah,
So
that's
that
probably
was
for
kind
the
of his
best.
thing. He was
That's
kind
probably
of,
how to do it.
yeah, he was kind of like a moral gigolo. And there was this one big woman, and he would like tickle her feet, and she had these giant feet, and she was just giggling.
I
And then I
think I
found
did see
out
stuff.
Jerry Ramsey told me that was a basketball player, was a man whose
Hmm.
feet that I thought it was like a prosthetic or like a CG forced perspective thing.
I seem to remember getting Pauly Shore mixed up with.
Adam Sandler.
No, he was. Oh gosh, he's done a
Who
lot
was
of
the guy
things.
that played Animal? Because he reminded me of Pauly Shore. The Animal, that movie.
The animal. You mean
Yeah,
Animal House or no?
no, I'm looking it up. Uh, who is it? It's a guy named
Yeah.
Rob Schneider. Couldn't be.
No, not Rob
No,
Schneider.
it's not
Can't
Rob
get it.
Schneider. Who was it? I'm looking at the cast of film.
The one I'm thinking of played. You guys didn't watch it, but he played Derek Shepherd on Grey's Anatomy for like 15 years. And he was in a lot of things as a teenager. Oh, what is it? I know his name. Now the internet's slow as
I guess it is Rob Schneider, but he looks like Pauly Shore. Had the kind of the curly hair.
I never thought Rob Schneider looked like Pauly Shore.
Well, look up.
Do you ever notice
Look
that
up
Rob
look up
Schneider
movie,
and the
look at movie The Animal and just the poster picture. Look at him.
okay.
He looks just like kind of Pauly Shore. It's about a guy that is in a car crash and they like substituted part. I don't know if it was his brain or something. They did some kind of transplant and he ended up acting like an animal. It was a comedy,
Oh,
probably one of those romantic comedies. I saw it
thinking-
once.
Okay, look, I'm thinking of Patrick Dempsey.
Oh, okay. But did you look up the animal poster?
Yeah, it's when he was looking through like a palm tree or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
you could see why I thought that was like Pauly Shore or somebody.
Yeah, he's got hair a little
called-
bit different. But you
called
ever notice that Rob
The
Schneider and The Rock have the same head? It's just like on The Rock. It's like I think The Rock is just Rob Schneider in a Gundam kind of suit.
Oh, that is the animal. I'm sorry, that is Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
Yeah, but doesn't he look like Pauly Shore in it? In that movie, in that picture.
A little bit, maybe.
Yeah. It looks like that My Mother the Car, except even weird. He was even weirder than that.
Yeah.
Well, those are authentic. The problem with
Yeah.
My Mother the Car, it was on like a 60s chassis, so it was all the proportions were all the hell.
Yeah, that was really weird looking. It was probably a Barris creation.
If not, he probably took credit for it.
Yeah, I heard that about. But I think that was probably a movie that goes under the category thrown together at the last minute. Nobody with any kind of a brain would have okayed that.
Yeah.
Now, neither one of you guys saw the '80s movie Meatballs, did you? With
Yeah.
Bill Murray.
The campground.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never did.
Yeah, I saw
The-
it. Are you
the
ready
one with-
for the summer?
Yeah, the one who played Rudy, the one that everyone thought was a dork, and he finally saved the race at the end. Makepeace was his name, but they did a Meatballs too, which is a big mistake. It sucked. Didn't even have Bill Murray. Didn't have Chris Makepeace. Instead, they got Patrick Dempsey to play the character, and the movie totally sucked. They should not do sequels in most cases.
Well, they do.
If you had like if you could just get rid of every sequel, like if you took a deal with a genie or something, and the genie says, "I'll give you this thing, but at least for you, you're not allowed to even acknowledge or remember any sequel to any movie." I
I
would
don't know.
definitely take that because
There
I
were a
don't. I,
couple.
can't, I think other than T2 and maybe Austin Powers, I can't really think of any movie where the sequel was even worth.
I didn't like
watching.
the first Austin Powers.
Possum
I
piles.
did. I liked them.
You say possum
Yeah,
piles.
that's what. Go ahead.
You say
What?
possum piles.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Possum. I just
It's
I tried
possum.
watching it. I mean, the movie was okay. It was cute.
It was kind of a product of its times too, because it was like
Yeah.
when the first wave of political correctness, where everything was just absolutely stupid.
I liked when he was wearing the Partridge Family outfit.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he patterned his look after Peter Asher, who was Jane Asher's brother, and he was the Peter of Peter and Gordon. He had the teeth and the glasses and all that crap.
'Cause I
There's
thought
a
that
famous picture of the Moody Blues from about '68, and Justin had that Partridge Family thing, the frilly.
Oh yeah, it was very
Oh,
popular
good.
back then.
Yeah.
But it was it was all about him being a fish out of water, because from the '60s to the '90s, everything changed so much.
Boyce and
Yes.
Hart, I think, wore that outfit once or twice too.
Who?
Boyce and Hart.
Oh yeah,
I
they all
think
did.
Elias Tony said it was a
it.
popular outfit then.
Yeah.
You know who else? The Brady movie, the Brady Bunch movie from '95. It had that same fish out of water in the '90s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And it's what's weird as a Brady movie now. It's 30 years old.
and it really worked good with putting them still in the '70s, but they're in the '90s.
Yeah.
But it's depressing thinking that movie was 30 years old now, and they were lampooning 1972,
Yeah.
which would have only been like 20, 23 years. So we're way further
Yeah,
than that movie was. And the thing is not much had really changed since this and the
No.
Brady movie.
Well,
That's what's
basically
weird.
everything came apart like in the early aughts, and then we just stagnated. We just got more complicated phones.
Culture
That's it.
stopped.
Yeah.
yeah.
But when you think about it, before, let's say before the Industrial Revolution, I think culture was probably stagnated too. I mean, I think
Yeah,
if
if you
look
were
at,
the average person and you lived in like 1590 and you lived in like 1790, your life would have been much different from 1590 to 1790. A
think
different
it would
king,
be?
and that's about it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's things didn't really change, even to biblical times. Really, things didn't change much. It wasn't really till the steam engine and stuff where things just
Yeah.
went nuts. And now it's AI, and it's going to all be over soon because of that.
Mm.
Did you hear that AI is already taking over, where people are wanting to override what it says, and it now there's certain AIs that are threatening blackmail.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're already there. We're already into the Terminator. I mean, it's
I
scary
have-
the way it's developing.
I have seen
I
some
saw-
AI robots.
I see Mark's little circle in the our Facebook film projects chat.
Mark, if you're out there, hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, join us, Putt. We're worried about you.
Yeah, but
I'll be right back.
I play this there went Steve. I play this like
I'll be right back.
that's fine. We love you. I play this solitaire, Microsoft solitaire game, and unless you pay for it, they show you commercials before each game. And there's one commercial for Adobe and their AI, and it's this weird lady who's got a chocolate shop, and so she gets on her computer and all that stuff, and tells the AI to come up with a newsletter to send out to her customers about her new chocolate recipe or whatever the hell. And then she tells the AI to do it. It does it. And then she takes it, copies it, pastes it, and emails it out. Does not read it, proofread it, look at it, nothing. Just takes what the AI spit out and sends it out. I said, what?
Dang. That's bad.
It is.
Well, the kids are using AI to write their term papers and
yeah.
stuff. And
Oh,
I
what's worse? Facebook. I've got a couple of Facebook pages that I like, and so I see their stuff come up, and they're using AI to write stuff about World War II airplanes, and some of it is just flat wrong. And it's like no human is looking at it. It's like, dude, no, the Fokker triplane did not have 4 wings. I was like, come on.
yeah, Yeah, I looked up. I don't know. Somehow my name was in cast and credits or something,
Ooh.
and I don't know. I used the Google. It said find out more about Timmy Ross, and I did, and it said yeah, Timmy was in this movie and that, and he's like, no, he wasn't.
Oh
But
yeah,
the
that's
thing is,
complete bull.
it's just how much it's progressed in
Yeah.
just a year, and it's scary. Because
And you're seeing the same phrases and stuff, and I just get so tired of it.
I wish. I mean, I'm pretty. I've always been libertarian, but I just think that all of it should be outlawed. I mean, that doesn't keep China and everyone else from doing it, but there's nothing good can come of it. Nothing
Yeah.
good.
It's just the
That's why I
coursing and
put
everything.
that Sarah Connor meme in my Facebook a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh wow, look at that. Rocks, lots of rocks.
seems like I should smooth that ridge under my eyes to make it contour more with that deck. What do you think?
You where the glass ends there, or that
Right
little,
below,
it looks like a car.
If
It
you
looks
got
like
the
a
metal
car
around
hood.
my eyes, right below it where
Yeah,
it
because it
meets
looks
the
like
deck.
it looks like an old '40s car hood.
Yeah,
like it
I
lifts
think I
up.
should like smooth that at least where it
The
kind of meets
transition,
my.
yeah.
Yeah.
You should help it. Oh, bug convertible. Damn, I want one of those. Anyhow, yeah, because
And
it looks
also
like
I'm
it looks
missing
like a car hood. See, it probably just blended a little bit more.
Yeah, blend it at least where it meets my eye area.
Yeah.
And also I'm missing a mount for my rail over on the port side.
Ah,
You see that? But that could happen,
Yeah.
you know.
but as you were saying earlier, just animating the water would really complete
Oh
it.
yeah, I'll try that next time. So those two improve. Let me write these down. Shoot, I'll remember. I'll remember that. The Water, starring Roger Waters as the difficult bandmate.
Yeah.
It seems like Nick Mason, the drummer, is probably the nicest of them.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Steve,
I
just
was
because of
so
reading his
disappointed.
autobiography.
I think there was a picture of Nick Mason and a Ferrari and the Queen Elizabeth, and she's like checking the oil. And apparently, it was a fake picture. It's too bad. I thought it would look cool.
You never know. Depends on what kind of sense of humor she had, but
Because she drove truck at the end, near the end of World War II, because she got old enough to drive, and she would volunteer as a truck driver for the war effort.
was she? Well, she was royalty though, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Maybe she rode with B. Arthur, but
Well, no, B. Arthur was, but no, she was, and there's pictures of her driving herself around. She would like drive a Land Rover around, and she had like a Jag that she'd putt around with.
the thing is Pink Floyd, they weren't like those Birmingham bands that were all dirt poor.
Ah,
Pink Floyd was, I mean, from what I heard, with Nick Mason, when he joined Pink Floyd, he already had an Aston Martin.
nice.
In fact, when I was reading this book, when they, I think it was Momentary Lapse of Reason, when they did their Delicate Sound of Thunder tour, he like sold his Ferrari GTO to help finance it. You know, that was
Boy,
like
yeah, those are
$1 million car. I don't know if it was $1 million then, but it was,
those
hell of
things
a
got
lot.
expensive real early in the game
yeah.
because they're very
Um,
limited production.
That's one I'd like to make for Transformers or something.
Yeah.
It's one of my
Of course,
favorites.
now what I'm reading, it pops up on my little, Google News thing, is that some of the muscle cars, the prices are coming down. Like they put up like a Superbird at auction, and it was like $1 million less than it was. It was like over $1 million last time it sold, and this time it was like $500,000 or some crap. So
Well,
maybe they're
I
getting
think
like
part of
normal
it's the
again.
economy, but that's, I don't know if that's just for the $1 million cars or if if that would count for, that would kind of suck, my Mustang, what I paid for it. And it's like 2 years later, you get
Well,
one
no,
for five.
because yours wasn't stupid expensive to begin with. I think it's
That's
just
what,
it's
that's
just
what I
the
was trying to get
stupid.
at. The stupid expensive
Yeah.
stuff. Um,
Because if you want
Then people
stupid,
probably realize, why am I paying $1 million for something with a vinyl top?
and it's got a vinyl top because they didn't want to bother putting that window plug in, and because they on the Charger Daytonas and the 500s, they had a window plug, and they actually like puttied it in and repainted it, and then 2 years later you could tell exactly where it was done because the paint faded differently. But they didn't want to mess with that for the Subaru. They just threw a vinyl top on it.
Well, if I was rich and I was capable, I would personally rather have a Tribute. I'd rather have a Roadrunner with the slit top and have the stabilizer and cone on the front. You know what I mean? Because at least it's got the slit top, and I like the shape of the rear window on those the satellites.
Steve's
The curvy.
back. Steve's back. We got to stop talking about cars.
Okay.
No, stop. Car.
So,
Go for it.
no, we're done.
I know that cars have four wheels. Does that help any?
You know, when I was a kid, no grown man would ever admit to not knowing about cars. Even if they didn't know shit, they would pretend they did. There you go. See, the
I
train
know
got
about
small, but
gasoline.
the people got big.
I wonder if they popped through the roof. Their heads.
Yeah.
It had to hurt.
Because when I was a kid, I did not know any male who was not mechanically inclined.
That'd be me.
He must not have existed when I was a kid.
Nope.
Hey, Steve, did you see the picture of the monkey bars that I made?
Mm-mm. Did I?
I don't know. It's on my face album book.
Oh.
Probably a week old.
I've never
Pretty
found it.
impressive.
Yeah.
It's like over 9 feet tall.
Oh, so
Sounds like it.
Don't
You know I
forget
don't
it.
spend a lot of time on Facebook.
yeah, you should. It's the best thing to do.
About the only thing to do.
See, I love this kind of stuff. And nowadays, they don't know how to do that anymore. Whimsical.
Yeah, I
fun.
know they don't know how to make interesting roofs.
I mean, just something, fun and whimsical instead of just blah.
I remember I've got this encyclopedia from around 1970, 71 is when it was made. It was about basically home improvements and decorating and stuff. They must have advertised it on TV or something. It's really nice.
Well, I bet
And
you probably get a lot of
comprehensive.
ideas from it for the tunes.
For the what?
For the tunes.
Yeah, and well, for my real house, I've done things that I've read in there. My bedroom, the way I've got it divided with an accent wall and have the wooden trim separate, that's an idea I think I've got from it.
Yeah.
A lot of things. It's really neat, and I don't remember what I was even bringing it up for. What were we just talking about?
Oh, what whimsical roof? Home
Yeah,
design,
they've got one thing about roofs, and they showed this. I don't know if it was I guess it was a garage or an outbuilding. It was something, and it had that very mid-century Dean Martin. It kind of had the arch, like four arches together for the roof.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they said all you have to do is take plywood and bend it to this, and I'm like, what? How the hell do you take plywood and bend it into a half circle? I don't.
With steam, basically.
Yeah, I guess you steam it or whatever, but I just like they didn't explain it. Then just take plywood and what?
Oh, I love the design stuff from the what we call the mid-century period. It's funny because sometimes they'll come up with some jewelry that looks kind of like that at work, and I'll point out, wow, that looks really mid-century. Because Lauren not really into that too much, but her brother is super into mid-century modern.
Oh, neat. Well, that book, it's a mix between really cool mid-century stuff and things that just make you want to barf.
Oh yeah.
You know,
You
'cause I
know,
think
you
it
know,
seems like
Lauren's brother designed this.
the microphone.
Yeah, the Blue Yeti.
Is he rich or something?
Oh yeah, that they all are.
I did submit to some festivals in the LA area. So one of them had me check a box or whatever, a yes or no. Do I plan to attend the screening if my film gets screened and their gala or banquet or whatever? And I clicked yes just because I want to see Tony. But after I submitted it to yes and clicked it, all I could picture was it's the celebrity ballroom. Whack, whack.
You want to see Tony who?
Tony Curtis, although he unfortunately passed away.
Oh. We don't know.
That guy didn't show up. He said he would try to show up and he didn't.
No.
And Frank didn't show up. He had a knee replacement or something. He was the one that played Executive Kent. And there's other people that said they'd be there and they didn't. It's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Dad was
probably
like,
is you have to come.
You shouldn't have done it on Memorial Day week. I'm just, it doesn't matter. I could have done it 2 weeks from then and on a Friday. And you shouldn't have done it on a Friday. It's all I can say. Either people want to see it or they don't.
On National Toast Day.
Yeah, National Toast. Oh, you shouldn't have done it on National Toast Day. I mean, honestly, really. I think it was more about lack of advertising and,
I wish I could have come.
Yeah.
It would have been nice.
What
We
she
could have
said.
used a few more seats. But, a lot of the people who really mattered to me were there. So that was good.
Yeah.
Would I have had to get up to do Steve Barini lines?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The
People
Q&A and
would have
everything.
liked that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't do any lines.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I don't get, like Gene Stapleton, you'd have to pay me.
Hey, can you say leave the kid alone? Oh, fuck off!
I'll step on your dick.
Yes, step on your dick.
We shouldn't talk ill of the deceased.
That's especially when you talk ill of them because they can't get you back now.
Yeah.
I miss him. He was such a great guy.
Oh hell
Tony
yeah.
Young.
He definitely did give us a plethora of
Oh yeah.
material.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. He was surprised after all those hours on that I was still recording.
Yeah, 5 hours or 5.5 hours he was on with us.
Oh yeah, till like 11 o'clock at night our time.
I wish it would have. I wish it would have blossomed into something more, because we had the potential.
Oh, that's who you want to get on is Blossom.
Yeah. There you go.
Cool. Could you imagine him just being a regular on BabbleGab? That would have been something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We just know not to ever ask him to do that. Leave the kid alone thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. I guess that's taboo to ask a celebrity to, do a line that made him famous. But, Wesley always did lines from Land of the Lost or.
But now he hates us.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We love you, Wesley, if you're watching still.
It's sad.
Yeah.
He's always been someone we could count on.
Well, I think he's busy. I noticed he was doing a convention for a week or so.
Yeah, he's in Pasadena, I think. But
Yeah, Tony could have gone to see him.
Oh yeah, I'd ride there. I'd start now, and I'll get there next weekend on the bike.
I might comment on one of his posts if it's relevant. Say, we miss you, Wesley. Hope you can get on our show again sometime. Maybe I'll just say that. What's the worst he can do? Fuck off.
The boomer thing. Just pick a random post and just put personal messages on it. That's what boomers
Well, as
do.
I said, if it was kind of relevant, I'll do it. So I said that.
Yeah.
I'm not. He's going to talk.
Steponmydick.com.
No, it's just I've had it's just your old relatives always do that. Yes, Mr. Train, we know you're coming. production.
really cool. I got the animated bridge here.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that
better.
earlier because Timmy wants to have the water actually like do water things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of ripple.
Yeah, that'd be kind of
You
cool.
get some ripple.
And
I can
what,
see it.
what is that, a GIF, Steve, or is that something else? Is that a video file? What is
I
that?
took it's actually a video on YouTube. It's like hours long. I just got
Wow,
into
it's a
OBS.
long video.
I know. I
Okay.
just got into OBS and I recorded like 2 minutes of it. And it
Okay.
just looked.
I'll figure out a way to see if I can get the water to kind of ripple a little bit.
Yeah.
If you can get something that just loops,
Yeah.
then
You gotta have it loop right so it's not like a in the middle of it.
But
Well,
you
that's
really
the
can't-
problem is where is it going to, if I'm rippling the water, where is it going to start over? I'll figure it out.
but this behind you can't tell when it's starting over
Well, they're
again.
blinking anyway, so it's not like it's
Yeah.
not a continuous motion.
Right. It'll be a little harder with the water. Now, see, I did it before with the plane with the clouds going by, but that's easy because, you loop it when the cloud's not in there. It's going to be a little more complex with the ripple, but I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
That, and I got to smooth out under my eyes where it meets that deck. It's too sharp.
Yeah, I got to smooth out my eyes. They're
Well, that
kinda
was the
bad.
problem Joni Mitchell had. I think clowns got in her way.
Clowns in her eyes.
Yeah.
That was,
The
was that
clowns
Joni
got
Mitchell?
in
I thought it
my
was.
way.
Meep. That was Carly Simon.
No, not Carly Simon. It was where send in the clowns and both sides now.
Oh,
Judy Garland.
Judy Collins.
Judy Collins.
Yeah.
Collins, yeah. Hey, I got there.
Yeah, but Joni Mitchell's it's Carly Simon one that says clowns in my
Yeah.
clown grounds in my whatever it is.
Yeah,
Is it clowns
remember,
around?
remember I told you about like Al Cooper, who was like had his finger in everybody's pie throughout the whole. He was the Forrest Gump of music. He was there when everything happened. It's like some woman was at one of his gigs and she was like dirt poor and crying because her boyfriend dumped her, and so he had her stay at his apartment. And she had a guitar, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you play your guitar?" And she starts playing these songs, and he's just like, "Wow, this is great." So he was good friends with Judy Collins, or they were at least peers. And he calls her up like 5 a.m. It's, "Hey, can you maybe I've got this girl that you can check out," and she was just like. Very reluctant. She was like, "I don't want to, I got to go out of town, this and that." And like, "Can you please?" And she's like, "Fine." And so, anyway, that was Joni Mitchell. So it's like he discovered Joni Mitchell, he discovered Skinner. It's just like all these. And then Steve Katz, the one I almost killed, he had an affair with Joni Mitchell and Joan Baez.
couldn't tell them apart either.
And I know. I didn't feel too bad when I read his book because he had like some famous blues singer from the 60s and he had him in his car and he said he almost killed him. And when I say almost killed, they didn't have an accident, but he like almost put it in reverse instead of they could have gone over a cliff if he didn't stop.
Nice.
One of those things.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Or I saw a trailer for a Forrest Gump 2.
Don't like that guy. I don't like Tom Hanks. That's one
I don't
guy I
either.
don't know if I'd want to have him on our show.
But I'm wondering if it was an AI generated trailer.
Oh, you never know anymore. I hate AI. You don't know what's going on anymore. But you know what? Somebody had mentioned if you just tune off the internet, then AI's really doesn't matter that much, except when it kills us all. But
But that's what I was thinking because I've seen these AIs generating stuff like actors interacting with their younger self.
Yeah.
And like, what is going
It
on?
was like 5 years ago, pre-COVID. There was supposed to be a movie coming out, and they were going to have a computer-generated James Dean in a newly created movie set in Vietnam.
Oh, that's weird.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't think they should be doing.
I think it's Satan. It's going to kill us all.
Yeah, I don't think they should be doing like making things with deceased celebrities or singers. I just think that's wrong.
Well, there's already. I think that the administration's already made a law against using real people, and because kids are doing that at school, they're framing fellow classmates and having them arrested and making fake videos of them doing bad things.
Oh, jeez.
So it's already now it's a jail sentence now for doing
Yeah,
that.
we are heading towards Terminator 2, aren't we?
We are, and it's bad. And I'm going to be the first casualty because they're already replacing artists with it. And then not only artists, but it's like if I lose my job because of this, I always thought I could do Transforma freelance. Well, people are just going to make their own Transforma stuff with AI. All you can hope is that people are going to get sick of the soulless shit and go back to real people, which I think will happen, but they don't kill us all. Anyway.
At first, I thought it'd be cool to have something, like a song tribute to Elvis, where Elvis's AI is actually.
Well, you know what? 2 or 3 years ago, Steve, when AI was more of a novelty, I didn't have a problem with it. It's only now that it's evolved so quickly to where you can't tell what's fake and what's not. And people in my work asking me to do art for them, and I do it, and they're like, no, I like this better, and they just get AI to generate it for them,
Yeah, I've seen.
Why do you even ask? So that's pissing me off.
Yeah, I see AI generated Trump, and that's dangerous.
Yeah, because
but
they're real
I think
things
it
that
should-
AI generated. Oh,
Like I said, I think it should be outlawed, except that other countries are still going to do it. So I don't know. I'll be back.
Okay.
oh, here's what you want. Lee Merriweather. She just turned 90, and she was everything. She was in Star Trek, and she was Catwoman in the movie, in the Batman movie between the two seasons.
She was also Miss America or Miss something
Oh yeah,
in the, I think, wasn't she?
yeah.
Missed in a beauty pageant, I think. Yeah. I still say my favorite Catwoman is Michelle Pfeiffer. I like Julie Newmar, but Michelle Pfeiffer just portrayed that so sexy.
Well, Julie Newmar, they definitely, she wanted a thing going on with Batman, and they kind of hinted at it.
Yeah.
And then when they gave the role to Eartha Kitt, that stopped. That stopped dead.
Oh yeah. Why did they take the role from Julie and give it to Eartha Kitt?
I don't know.
Or is it?
Well, because Julie did it in the first season, and then they made the movie between the first and second season with Lee Merriweather.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, Julie didn't come back for the second season.
She never played Catwoman again after that?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Because they only had 2 seasons, right?
I believe so, yeah. There might have been a third, but they'd already destroyed the set.
Yeah.
I think it was going to jump networks, which a lot of shows, you'd be surprised how many shows jump networks.
Oh yeah.
Like even Get Smart, like the final season of Get Smart, where Max and 99 get married. It's a different theme and different typefaces on it. They jumped networks. They went from, if I forget which to the other one. But Jag
the Bionic Woman did that too?
Oh yeah.
She was on ABC and they moved to NBC and they can no longer do $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman crossovers because $6 Million Man was still on ABC.
Oh, the Bionic Woman was like the only reason for that show to exist was because of the $6 Million Man.
Yeah.
The Jag was like that too. Remember when they had the blonde, and then it was the first season, and then that got canceled, and then another network, I guess CBS picked it up, and they brought in the Persian chick with the big boobs.
I never got to watch Jag.
It was kind of a fun
heard
show. It was strange. It was strange because the whole
I heard
show.
that's where NCIS came from.
Right. Yeah. It was one of those backdoor pilots where Mark Harmon and all those showed up on the show, prosecuting Harmon, which is funny. But
they were prosecuting Harmon.
yeah, because they accused him of murdering his fucking girlfriend or shit. The girlfriend who was played by his real life wife.
Pam Dauber?
No.
Or is that before Pam Dauber?
No, the main character on Jack.
Oh, I think you meant Gibbs. Okay.
Yeah, no. But that show, because the Jag was basically, we've got all this left, extra stock footage from all these military movies, because everything from Hunt for Red October and then Top Gun and all that stuff, and had a whole bunch of extra footage. And so let's make a military show, and
use footage from that.
What in the flaming hell?
But
Realized I hadn't been looking at the chat.
I know I was smart ass in one of them.
Oh, was that you?
Yeah.
In the flaming, it said that. Is this the right thing or the wrong thing? Now quit. Oh, heavens, that stupid Chrome. Okay. Okay, now that is weird. Let's not do that. Now, let's find the right tab. Looking. This is not it. What am I doing? There we go. No, I got a message from LG73. It says, "Where's no Stefan Giroux today?"
Huh?
It just popped up on my screen. And maybe it was a leftover from like 8 days ago or whatever crap.
I've had that happen before. Yeah, that's weird. No, that pissed me off twice last week. Right before showtime, internet went down. First time the cable or the lights, power outage. Second time, fucking cable internet outage.
Yeah.
And I was so pissed off Friday when it finally came back on. There was only like hour and a half left, so I just stuck on the tail end of a rerun. I said, fuck it.
Oh, okay. For some reason, Phil, if you're out there, you were commenting on a show from like 8 years ago. So better to come over here with a show that we're doing now, and instead of 8 years ago, and
a BabbleGab show.
Yeah, he's commenting
so
on the one from
rock and roll stories.
Yeah, but it streamed 1 month ago. He's commenting on the damn. You're on the wrong show yet, goofball.
Wait a minute, something a show from a month ago? This show or the morning show?
Probably this show. I was confused too.
He's watching an older show then.
Yeah, from like it says a month ago.
Oh, okay.
And I put, you're watching the wrong show, goofball.
That's pretty funny, actually. Yeah. So I get a couple of rock and roll stories.
Oh my god, rock and roll hoochie coo.
Speaking of which, that guy floopied.
Yeah.
Okay. Rick Derringer.
Oh, did he? When did that happen?
Today
or yesterday? It's on the news today.
Oh, I'll have to look at that for the morning show.
Did that Hang On Snoopy?
Yeah.
Did he do that?
Yeah.
Hang On Snoopy?
Hang On Snoopy. That wasn't the name of his band when he did Hang On Snoopy. It was the McCoys.
Yeah.
But it was still him.
I didn't know he was in that show, the band.
Yeah. So anyway, I think he was from the Midwest, like Illinois or Indiana or something. So I got a couple of rock and roll stories.
So I sent Phil a link to this show, not the one from a month ago.
Anyway, what's your rock and roll story?
Yeah.
Well, the first one of them is really good, and I can't remember it.
That's kind.
There you go.
I like that. The one that's not as good, but you've all heard before. I heard a little bit more in depth about it. Yeah. So it's the one about strawberry alarm clock, incense, and peppermints, which I know you've all heard the story.
Oh, yeah.
Tony knows what I'm talking about. But I'll go into more in depth because the guy actually was interviewed that was in the band, so saw it happen. Damn it, Lucy! God, get off my foot! Fuck!
She's got some explaining to do.
She's like you say, she's a 100-pound dog and got her claws in my toes.
They don't understand that.
It's okay, Lucy. You're not in trouble. You're okay. You're okay. Stay there. When claws are digging into your toes, you yell. That's kind of it's what we all become. Fred Flintstone. Wilma. I mean, when I was at Josh's graduation, I was wearing sandals, and Gracie had spikes, the high heels.
Oh no!
Which she never did, but she did that day, and she walked back and she stepped that spike right into the middle of my foot, and her dad was standing right there with her, and I just like went total Fred Flintstone on her.
Some dudes will pay money for that.
Did you do it on purpose?
No, she didn't do it on purpose, but
Oh, okay.
I tell you, that was a new kind of pain. I really thought she put a hole through my foot,
Ouch.
and it didn't do anything. It didn't even leave a scratch, but it felt.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was. I hate those damn high heels, and they
Yeah,
make they turn their women's feet into these ugly, like Uma Thurman had them in Kill Bill.
yeah.
Because what's his name directed it?
Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino. He's got the foot fetish, so he was like doing the close-ups of her bare feet trying to open a car door that she was trapped in, and her toes were all gnarly because of the women when they wear those high heels. I don't get it.
Well, if you're in Carmel by the Sea in California, you have to have a permit to wear high heels
Yeah.
now.
Because they don't want you poking holes in the sidewalk, I guess. No, there's
Anyway,
a
speaking of California, go
yeah,
ahead.
or Carmel by the Sea. Yeah, Carmel. It's called Carmel. Emphasis on
Carmel.
the seconds. No,
Yeah,
not
there's
Carmel.
a song on my fun hour list called "Take Me to Carmel." That must be what it's about.
Yeah, that's it. But the house that in Back to the Future Doc Brown was living in, it's called the Gamble House. It was built for one of the people in Procter and Gamble, one of the Gambles of that.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And it built, I think, in '08 or '09. And it's all beautiful condition and everything. You can't wear heels in there because they're afraid it's going to poke holes in the floor. So they
Now,
actually have a
that's
little template. It's
That's
not
a
how.
museum now.
Oh yeah, you take
Yeah.
tours. It's fun. I've been there twice.
It's set up for the Back to the Future fans, I think, right?
No, I think
Or is it-
no.
okay.
Good God, no! It's a real place, and it's
Because
Wonderful.
I saw a video not long ago where they were at the house and they were all having a Back to the Future day, and they had a Doc Brown impersonator there, and
yeah. When there was one time I was visiting there, and somebody rolled up in a DeLorean with all the crap all stuck to it. But no,
what,
not
they had a
inside the
template
house
of-
is none of that. But
They had a template to put your shoe in front of.
well, for the heel, because it's not how high the heel was; it was just how big how much surface area.
So
So
it
if
would
it's-
have a spike high heel. They
Yeah,
probably-
spike heels are a no go. They'll give you like slippers to wear or some shit.
yeah, I
But
don't know
people
why women got to wear high heels anyway. It does look ugly.
Not to. I
when
think
I go to like
the
rock-
majority of men would not agree with that.
Okay, maybe if it's in a porn and that's all they got on is their high heels.
Eh,
I'm totally Terry, because when I'm at like a place that's got rocks, big rocks, I'll go barefoot and I'll just climb the rocks.
yeah.
I did that on Pikes Peak, on the top of Pikes Peak, and some woman with her husband. It's like, look at him. That's what you got to do. You go barefoot. You can just walk up everything.
Yeah.
And when I was on the Areopagus, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. It was in the Bible. It's in Greece. It's right near the Acropolis, and St. Paul
Oh.
was there doing his sermons, trying to convert the Greeks. And I did the same
Oh, the
thing. I didn't think
Acropolis.
of-
The Acropolis is what you're talking about.
no, what did I just say? The Areopagus. The Areopagus.
Okay.
It's next to the Acropolis.
Ah, okay.
It's a big rock hill. I didn't even know the biblical I don't think I had read the Bible. I just didn't make the connection at that time, or I would have thought more about it. To me, it was just kind of a cool little like mountain rock, and I did the same thing. I just started climbing over everything, and then that's what Keith Fellows told Deb. Hey, Timmy, he took off his shoes. He's like a mountain goat, just climbing over everything. Anyway, my rock and roll story. So, Strawberry Alarm Clock, and Tony knows the story, but I'm just going in depth because a guy from the band was interviewed about it. So, they were done Incense and Peppermints, and the lyrics were so weird. Whoever wrote it had a rhyming dictionary. And that's how all of it was written. None of it made any sense. So each person in the band tried to sing it, and I guess the manager or the producer was there, and none of them sounded good. And each one took a turn. And there was this kid, a 16-year-old kid he had started his own little band or something, but he was there just listening in, and he was very quiet, had his kind of head down in his hands. He was just kind of listening to everything. And they just, after they were saying, hey, why don't you give it a try? And so he gets up to the mic and he sings the song. And after that, they all look at each other, and the producer's like, "That's it. He did the best." And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, he did." And so a guy in the band says, "You want to join the band?" And he's like, "No, not really." Because he had his own little band he was doing. And that's basically the story. So the Incense and Peppermints, it's just this 16-year-old that was just there in the studio. And they said that, well, his band, I guess, went nowhere, but he went to school and he became this he majored in some kind of classical music thing. He became this like real, like musical elitist egghead kind of guy. And so I guess he at least went somewhere.
So Incense and Peppermints is being sung by a 16-year-old?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'll play it on the morning show tomorrow.
And another little bit of trivia about Strawberry Alarm Clock is their guitar player. It might have been their bass player. I don't know. It's one of the main members of Strawberry Alarm Clock ended up joining Leonard Skinner and was one of Leonard Skinner for a few years. Ed King, and he's the one that wrote the riff for Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh.
And so he was a little bit of an outsider, kind of this fat guy, but he still looked the part. He looked like Skinner, but he was. I don't know if they ever truly accepted him, and he started getting into drugs, which he didn't. That being part of that a successful band, that's kind of part of the gig, right? So he started getting addicted and started getting heavy in the drugs, and he saw it. He saw his decline, and he actually told Ronnie Van Zant. And Ronnie was a known bully, pure asshole. But he told Ronnie and the guys. He said, "Guys, I need a few months off. I'm getting too far into the drugs. I need a break. I need to get off this stuff." And Ronnie's like, "Sure, yeah, take as much time as you need. We'll be here for you." He was actually very cool about it. But the manager said, "No, we don't want him back. Get someone else." So he was fired. And so he was not on the plane.
Good. So that was a good thing.
So it was a good thing. Because even the surviving members of the plane crash, they had repercussions the rest of their lives from it, pretty much. I mean, they were tenderized.
Yeah.
I almost kind of met the drummer, Artemis Pyle. I was at one of his. He was on opening band, and he had these patches he was throwing out to the audience. And I must have been in the front row or something. I guess I was usually always in the front row, everything I ever attended. And he would he threw one at me and it blew away. And he threw more patches at me, and I tried to catch and they just blow away. He tried it like 3 times, and finally he kind of gave me that look, "I'm sorry, I don't have any more." And walked back. That was my brush with Skinner greatness.
Yeah.
And Treble Clef attended this. We attended this gig, but the night before, they wanted to party at the place, and they were in Jefferson Starship's trailer, and they partied with Artemis Pyle, and they were drinking all of their beer. And I don't know what I was doing. I didn't go. And it's one of my big regrets. I'm like, why didn't I go there? Why didn't I do that? I could have hung out with Starship and Skinner and all that.
Meeting somebody named Artemis Pyle would have been interesting enough. It sounds like
It's
like a detective in some kind of retro futuristic film noir.
But
I think every member of Skinner's gone now. I do believe even Ed King, all of them are gone.
Artemis Pyle still around?
No, I think he's floofied. I think all of them have. Really, I really do. I don't know if there's any. I don't know if Rossington or Collins, any of them are still alive, but no, I think Collins. I think Collins was. I think he floofied decades ago.
There was a band. They did a band, Rossington Collins.
Yeah, well, I think Alan Collins floofied like in the early '90s, maybe. And I think Rossington or Collins, they were getting money, and he had bought a Torino. Tony, close your ears. I guess he was drunk and he hit a tree with his Torino and totaled it. And he ended up in the hospital. He was really messed up. And I'd seen like pictures of the Torino. He banged his car up really bad, and he was messed up really bad. And so they had a song called "That Smell" about drug abuse.
Oh yeah.
And he actually said, "Oak Tree, you're in my way," and that was about Collins his crash.
Yeah,
Now,
that song.
there's,
You listen to the lyrics of that song. It's like somebody's got personal experience there.
It was, and I'll never forget because I'm from Jacksonville basically. I mean, I spent most of my life there, but there was a band, a morning show. They asked some caller. It was a trivia thing about a Skinner song where he was talking about a woman, and the guy said, "That smell." It's just something I'll never forget. They did a song called "Give Me Three Steps."
Oh yeah.
It was about him being in a bar and dancing with a woman and finding out that a jealous husband with a gun comes in.
Yeah.
And it was a true story. And it turns out that club or bar or whatever, it was on like Blanding Boulevard in the west side of Jacksonville, which was right around where my brother lived. And I used to go down that road to my brother's all the time. So I knew exactly where it was. In fact, my Camaro, my 678 Camaro was totaled right just down the street from that. And I think it was one of the Skinner guys in the big four-wheel drive truck that hit me. Of course, I guess everybody in the west side of Jacksonville looks like Skinner.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah, just look at this. Looks like everybody in Leonard Skinner is gone.
Wow,
No,
that's
but
kinda
thinking
sad.
about,
Well, sad.
things like that or TV shows where everybody's gone, because Steve's been playing like, TV theme songs every day now, and Hawaii Five-0, and I was looking up on Wikipedia, it looks like the only person from Hawaii Five, the original, the 60s series, the only person that's still alive is like this lady who played a secretary of the first season, and she's like 98. Because they're all gone.
You know what's interesting, though? Because I think of Moody Blues, which is my favorite band in the world, especially when I was a teenager in my 20s. And 3 of the 5 Moody Blues are gone now. And but the thing is as we get older, and I don't know if you all can concur, but to me it's like, no, they're not really gone.
Well, yeah.
I think the older I get, the more I realize they're just there. They're just they've gone to the other room. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it as a big loss anymore. I think maybe when I was 18, I might have cried finding out Ray Thomas or Mike Pender had died, And now it's just like, yeah, well, that sucks. No, we'll see him someday,
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel. That's kind of how I feel.
The problem is, you get, even in your 50s, you start to realize it, I'm 64,
Getting
and it's
there.
like you're thinking that, it's just, that one's gone, that one's gone, that one's gone. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. That.
I know my list is getting shorter. I'm taking, what I'll do is when I put birthdays together, I'll go to last year's script of that day or notes of that day and move it over to this one and then add a year, or then I'll look up and see if they're still around.
Yeah. Because that's the thing with the musicians' birthdays. We don't really want to go below about age 55.
Yeah.
Because it's like, who the hell are they?
Oh, below
thanks
age.
a
Oh, it's
lot.
Flap Floople's birthday today. Oh, good.
Thanks a lot. Fuck you.
Why do you
Hi,
think?
Laura.
Why do you think I picked that age, Dumbo? It's so you qualify.
Yeah.
I'm not 55 yet.
In a couple of months.
Yeah, so
You're going to be
That's
The
55?
next
buddy.
birthday.
Oh, you're going to be 55?
yeah, in a few weeks.
That's what I meant.
Oh, you're just, I didn't know. You're 7
Because next year,
younger.
next year the cutoff is going to be 56.
Yeah. You're fucked next year.
Well, I told you it's like my generation. I think talking about our monkeys generation. Yeah, I mean, when I think of musicians that were my age, I'm talking people born in 70 to 71. I think of Debbie Gibson. I think like Mariah Carey and Tiffany.
Yeah.
Those teeny bopper girls, both Corys. The Christmas Story kids. but then that's so it's like our movie star generation, and I guess a lot of the grunge bands, '90s bands, I suppose, were my age. But uh, no, mostly it's movie stars and politicians that are popular now.
Hi, Laura.
It's basically what I'm saying is there's a lot of probably John Hamm. He's probably younger than me, but there's a lot of people that are popular now. What, Tony?
No, I was thinking, in my head, I'm remembering he was born like 68 or 69. So
No, I think John Hamm is actually younger than I am.
I have to look that up now.
Yeah, you gotta look it up. I'm thinking he was 71.
Laura's watching now.
Because I had to look since he was Mad Men and stuff. I'm like, well, when was this guy actually born?
Hello. Anybody hear me?
Yeah, I
oh,
hear
he
you.
is 71. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, so he was born.
He's
so
almost
I'm actually
exactly
older
10
than-
years. He's almost exactly 10 years younger than me.
What month?
March 71.
So I'm almost a year older than our Madman guy. But that's what I'm trying to say is the teeny bopper generation of actors and singers in my generation, or not generation, but at least the few years that share my birth year, are rare, but they've found their. But now it's like you can't escape them. It's like every big actor or big politician that's big was pretty much born in the early '70s now.
Yeah.
So they found their place. It just wasn't really when they were kids as much.
That's true. But
Other than the Christmas Story
Steve, Steve's birthday thing is generally musicians, and the people younger than that, I really have no interest in.
Yeah, unless you're talking like Matchbox 20 or something. Those are probably my age, but it's like I don't follow any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't go past. Actually, I have gone and like people from, early 70s, maybe 70, 71. That's about as far as I've gone. Even that's
Yeah.
quickly.
Well, I'm from 70, so you got to do that. What about when it's my birthday? Do you say it's my birthday? Am I a birthday artist?
Yeah.
Every year I do.
It is
I
the
say,
whole
You know why?
show.
It's like I always spend it in Missouri and I don't hear it.
No.
Oh,
This year- this
Well,
time
we
I'm
have
not.
we have a great time without you.
Well, this-
We throw a
this
whole
year I'm not
friggin'
going to
party.
Missouri on my birthday. It was a tradition. But last time I was there, we went to Pizza Hut for my birthday, and all the Pruitts, all my cousins. It was kind of neat. Everybody were all at Pizza Hut, and they didn't give Tammy her pizza,
Oh,
and it made me feel really bad. I'm like, I don't want to do this on my birthday anymore. And they went out of business like a few days later because of that. And it's like all you do is cause trouble. So I'm going to wait till July this time.
well, maybe on your birthday, me and Tony should take you for pizza.
Yeah, there you
That'd
go.
be cool. You didn't even go out for a premiere of my movie, Steve.
Well, I was driving Uber too.
I really would like
We
to
should
maybe
have
do the
said-
Tampa Con this year, just to hang with you, Steve, and Gottschalk. You know,
That August or September? I looked it up and before.
I think it's August, and well, the Orlando one, if you're willing to go, that's September. They're the ones that had all the cool stars last time. Maybe they'll get some this before it
Tampa,
starts.
is that the MegaCon or the
Fanboy Expo.
Oh,
I mean, I think all they had was like people that didn't matter, but we still got a few months. Hey, Laura, how do you like my new look?
Okay, Fanboy is going to be September 26th to 28th. Oh, that's right. Oh, we talked about this because it's got Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, now he'd be a blast to have on the show.
Wouldn't it?
Too big a star.
Or he might be one of those people that's really boring actually in person.
Yeah, he's a very shy person from what I've read.
Oh, we could, but so is everybody else who's been
That's
on the show.
fine. We don't really
We can
need
bust it
somebody
because
to,
we don't put them on the spot. It's just talk about whatever bullshit you want to talk about.
Exactly.
Gene Simmons, Weird Al,
She says it's cool. I like it. Thank you.
cast
It's
of
from
Goonies.
It's from a Transforma video. That's the one thing about my Transforma videos is I can take the things that I make and become them for my BabbleGabs. Although I've got to work on this. I've got to make the water ripple and kind of give it some motion. It's okay. I can still rock the boat.
Don't rock the boat, baby.
Oh, they got the Dallas cast reunion. We talked about that.
Oh, is that at the expo?
The hell is still
Yeah.
alive from then? The interesting ones are all gone.
Well, why don't we look at that one? Because it's easier to navigate because the Tampa one is nice, but I got to go up escalators and stuff as that robot. It's a little. It's okay. I can do it. I had
You
to
need
do
a
it a bunch of
spotter.
times.
You need a spotter.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
Wendy's my spotter. Wendy Lou.
Robbie Benson will be there.
Yeah, I can't tip all the way over, Laura. I'd like to. That'd be fun.
Dave
It looks like a
Barkley.
toy boat that I had as a kid. Oh, cool. I'm getting dizzy rocking back and forth.
You look worried.
Yeah, I know. I'm worried I'm going to throw up because you've never seen a boat throw up before.
Boat that gets seasick. Now, there you go. That's like the locomotive with square wheels.
I am. I shouldn't do that. Well, there's our first precious moment. Gosh, and it's not even that precious. We haven't been funny this episode, have we?
I'm laughing my ass off. I don't know where you've been. Steve, your nose is missing. Steve's
rubbing
nose
his
is
nipple.
missing. When you turn sideways, your nose disappears.
And you rub his nipple and you turn sideways.
That's okay.
What are you doing?
Talking to Vicky.
Ah,
Hi, Vicky.
hi.
She can't hear you.
That's all right.
They said hi, Vicky.
What's that, circuit board?
Yeah,
they were
that's
green.
Anyway, we'll see what happens about going to Fan Expo.
Heck Fan Expo.
You going to be Hoodoo?
Doubtful.
Hey, Steve, why don't you be Steve Arini?
Nobody would know who the fuck that is.
Well, thanks a lot.
That's no. I can't say anything right.
You be Steve Arini and I'll be Terry.
Yeah.
If they give you a hard time, you can turn them into a banana or something.
Yeah, there you go. My wife left home with a banana, and you gotta hear this song 64,000 times. And it was only funny the first time.
I was wondering how my priest would react to you, Steve, saying, you gave me the wrong magic wand, you dumb dick.
Did he see it?
Yeah, my priest was there. with his
Oh
son.
God, what did he say to it?
He shook my hand and said he liked it at the end, but and his kids said they liked it,
Nice.
The other
Wait,
acolyte was there.
He had kids there?
Yeah, his kids and acolyte at the church.
How old are the kids?
There, and also his best friend, I think his name's Matthew. He's the one that house sits for me, the other acolyte, but he doesn't. He's either here or in Pennsylvania. But I'm glad they were both here.
So how old are the kids that were watching it?
The kids were watching it, and the priest.
How old?
They
I think
were
Steve
all
was asking.
together in the back.
Steve was asking how old.
The kids are probably 15 or so.
Oh well, they've heard "dumb dick" before then, I guess.
Oh yeah, they can handle it. Well, the priest can handle it because he told me his daughter took him to see the newest Hunger Games. So if he sees movies at the theater, I'm sure he's seen a lot worse.
How did I say that? And did I say you dumb dick or something like that? I forget what I said.
You gave me the wrong magic wand, you dumb dick.
It was probably a blooper.
It was a blooper. Nobody could have written that.
Yeah, I had that thing of ad-libbing sometimes.
And people giggled when Terry was naked about to jump in the mud.
Did it act like the part where it is going to make his butthole disappear?
Yeah, I think people laughed at that too. That's funny. I think Steve Arini has some of the funniest scenes there. And you really owned it toward the end. The parking lot scene,
Yeah. Well, I owe it to the writer too.
Thank you. But it's like what's neat about Stevie, and Laura can concur because she watched it. It's like he has a character arc. Because the first time you see him, he's just an asshole.
Yeah.
And it's like, after a while, he doesn't realize he's hurting her feelings.
Yeah.
and they have the kind of that tender moment. I kind of like that.
People probably didn't realize we based that character off of Hoodoo, though.
Well, that doesn't matter.
Just like Don Heisler is based off of Casey.
Well, what's I think is most interesting is that when we wrote your character and your Steve Arini, he wasn't supposed to be Terry's dad. It just happened.
Yeah.
I think we were yeah, that's what it was. We were
Who's your
writing
dad?
well, we were writing the scene about Rob and Terry being in the bunk beds at his childhood home. And somebody had mentioned, oh, that wouldn't it be funny if Steve Arini's hiding under the bed and says something?
Yeah.
And then like that's kind of silly, but wait,
Yeah,
what
why
if
would he be
his
under the
dad just pops into the bedroom door and tells him to shut up? That's how it was born. It was just a gag, but it was perfect.
Yeah.
Because we never did talk about who Terry's dad would have been. I think,
I demand
Yeah,
a paternity test.
yeah, Tony wanted to call him Ward. So I
Ward?
think for a while his dad was going to be Ward. Well, Ward could be Tracy's dad. That still could happen.
Ward. Now, I would like to do something more with Virginia, but that's a bitch to do.
In the cartoon,
Yeah,
put her in a Transforma.
that's a possibility. What, have her transform into something?
Maybe.
Maybe somewhere down the line. That'd be interesting.
I thought about having all the band transform into tools.
Oh,
Not
Like an
not the
Anthro
band
hammer
tool, I hope.
With what?
Not
No,
the band.
like a hammer or
Yeah.
Anthro channel locks or screwdriver or that Terry would look funny as like a paintbrush with bristle hairs, for his hair.
Mr.
I
No
thought that
Muffler
might be funny.
Harley.
I
Mr.
just don't
No
want him to look like
Muffler
he's
Harley,
in a-
who wrote
like he's-
rules. Oh, sorry.
I just don't want Terry to look like he's in a rap group or
Yeah.
something.
I thought Terry would look good transforming into like a jackhammer.
Well, I wanted them to be hand tools.
Oh, okay.
Hand tools. Terry is kind of against his. I'm careful about what I make Terry. I don't want to make him into a machine or something. I kind of I want to limit him to like snack foods and stuff. Because that's kind of his personal. I can't make everybody. If I make everybody into a car and stuff, then it doesn't. It's loses its dynamics and it just becomes. What I tell people is, in my circus, you can't. Not everybody can be a clown. You got to have a ringleader.
Yeah.
And part of the fun is Terry is always the one that wants to become a car or plane or something, and he never gets to. And that's part of what makes it. To me, it's part of what makes it funny. You know what I'm? Does that make any sense?
No.
Laura says that scene in the film where Terry throws something, he hits a random guy, and the guy shouts something like, "Watch it, you dumb son of a bitch!" I laughed. So that was Tony. That was Neb's favorite scene.
Yeah.
When Rob's like, "Okay, shoot the dummy I created, and then close your eyes and shoot it again." And he shoots it, and "Ow, you dumb son of a bitch!" And he's like, "He did it." Well,
By the way,
and so did Laura and Neb, even though you guys didn't, I guess.
what does Josh think of you doing the voice of Rob, or have you talked to him about it?
Doesn't seem to care.
Oh, okay.
I remember Gracie said, this is years ago after the divorce. She's like, "Oh, I would still love to do, be in your films again." I'm like, "Okay, but Tracy's mine now." Or I
Oh,
think
she
might have-
still wanted
might
to
have-
do Terry.
Terry Trell. I said Terry Trell's mine now. Can't be her.
Right.
And I said that. I think I said that to Josh too. He said that he could still do voices. I'm just like, yeah, Rob's mine though.
Oh,
They lost that. I think that was a good decision. I've had a lot of bad decisions in the evolution of Apology None, but doing the entire band myself, I think, was a good decision. Just because I'm the only one I have to depend on now. Because I couldn't depend on Jerry for Zen. He let me down. Gracie and Josh let me down. Darren let me down. So you know what?
And the worst
I can
part is
be all the
little.
band, and I
Yeah.
do what?
The worst part is a little bitty tear let you down.
Oh, the homosexual movie.
What the hell are you talking about?
Never heard that Burl Ives song. There's your request for your goofy song of the week, Steve. It's by Burl Ives. It's called
Remember
"A Little
this
Bitty
song from
Tear."
1952? No.
Burl Ives what?
A little bitty tear let me down.
A little bitty.
Laura said, I thought it was Tony that is some Tony energy, laugh out loud. Tony didn't have to dig deep on that line. Yeah, I don't remember we didn't have to do a bunch of takes for that one. I guess it is pretty funny, isn't it?
Mm.
I liked that big monolith that I made, that park with that big giant tower.
Mm-hmm.
The bell tower. Did you see that bell tower? How big it is? Huh?
In what scene?
The "Ow, you dumb son of a bitch" scene.
Oh, I was concentrating on the action.
Oh, well, let me see if I can do a screen capture of it for you.
And I will be right back. I gotta pee.
All right.
Okay.
Get some coffee while you're at it.
I'm here.
Oh, good. He's got the gun right there. He should shoot the. Miniature golf.
Give me
Yeah,
this. I'm just trying to find it. Oh, here, I found it.
See, that's the perils of miniature golf. Is you're always going to run into this guy if you go play miniature golf.
Okay. Give me a second. I'm not zoned out. I'm just trying to find this little thing so I can clip it and show it to you.
See, good thing the kid only got probation.
I'm seeing Tony get shot. That's funny. Even silent, it's pretty funny. There we go. Okay. I'm going to clip this.
Boing. So they were putting chains on the baskets back then, too? Thought that was only for, like, bad kids. Of course, I don't know what they do nowadays.
So I'm going to...
I'm gonna do something that to do. Paul, what would you like to do, Paul?
Yeah, well, I'd like to do some... I'm sure we've got some good rock and roll stories we could share, John. Let me show this pic. Oh, now Steve's gone. He's not even gonna...
Well, he's just going to get some coffee and be right back.
Oh, you don't have to pee and get some coffee?
Yeah. Trying to avoid the bodily references.
Okay. Why does it have to... Okay, I guess that's good enough.
See, back then they played basketball in a suit.
No, that's the... I like his T-bird. I would be abducted too, just to drive in. Oh, never mind. So here is that's it.
Oh, yeah.
You see how tiny the people are on the steps there of the...
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, I mean, it's a huge structure. And, it appears again, actually. Let me see if I can find that. Because it's prettier in another scene. I'm starting to like this movie.
Mm.
I know nobody else. No, I can't say that nobody else does. It seems to get a good. In fact, I think Greg said he thought it was even better than the first.
Oh, yeah.
Jill evidently loves Last Page of Summer. She's like, I don't know, Last Page of Summer was great. So I'm glad they liked it. I gave them DVDs of it. Here we go. I think I found it.
And it still happens to me every time. Every time you mention Jill, I always think of that damn Gary Lewis and the Playboys song.
Jill, between you and me. I like that song. It's very psychedelic for something he would do.
Well, yeah, especially because most of his songs just sound like a barbershop quartet.
They do, and very teeny bopper nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do my other view of it. So they were doing the song I Really Don't Know Where It's Gone, and it appears again, but we're on the other side of it. We're looking at it from the north to the south. So here's where it appears later in the movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
See, I'm pretty good at consistency, you know? I got to give myself that.
Yeah.
And I actually did a close-up of the cello players this time at the end credits. Because before the cello players, you could just barely see. They were always wearing black.
All right.
There was like one always had a trombone. And I finally gave them faces and gave them unique hair and clothes this time. So, you know, I hate drawing people. It takes so long. But my little backing band there deserved it.
Yeah.
You see. I always thought it was kind of sexy having women in the back playing horns and cello. Because Roy Wood, the co-founder of ELO and The Move, when I saw his band in Greenwich Village, I think he had a 13-piece band.
Hmm.
And it was him. There was a bass player who was male and 11 females,
Hmm.
all playing brass instruments and this and that. I think it was 13. I might be totally nuts.
Because I'm thinking
Might
of
not have
Robert.
been
I'm
that
thinking
big.
of Robert Palmer, but those girls weren't actually playing anything.
Yeah, these were actual musicians. And we ended up partying with them after the show. Boy, that was a memory. That's one of my rock and roll stories. Is there was a place next to the gig called the Fat Black Pussycat, which I guess is a kind of a famous club.
Hmm.
And there's a portion where they got beanbag chairs, this beanbags. And me and my couple friends that I hung with, we hung out there, and the female backing band hung with us, and we partied back there with them for quite a while. And there's actually a picture, and I don't know if I have it anymore. They had me down, and one of them acted like they were poking out my eyes for a picture. It was so they were hot too. And there was this one that played named Penny. She played the baritone or the bass sax. You know, the sax that has a loop on it, the big one. And I think she might have been gay because she didn't seem to like me back as much. That, or maybe I was just a dweeb. I don't know.
I don't know.
But the other girls seemed to take to me. I wish I'd have kept in touch with them.
Yeah.
But you know, that was like in 2002. And even then, the internet wasn't evolved. There was no social media then. You know, there was internet. There wasn't social media. There wasn't really a way to keep in touch with people other than grabbing people's email addresses, which is tacky.
Yeah. Well, it was like I mentioned that, you know, when George Wendt from Cheers passed away. How could you have that TV show now? Who the hell goes to a bar and hangs out with actual people? You know,
They do in England.
Oh, that's right. That's still.
Yeah, that was it? Where did I hear that recently? Somebody said that you could go to any town in England and go to the pub and make friends there instantly. Was that you, or was it? Because I think I went to Barb's wedding, and there was an Englishman there who was visiting from that area. And maybe he told me that because he seemed like a real nice guy. But he was like, yeah, you can go to any town in England, and they've always got these pubs, and you could just instantly, you're just accepted. And I think that was kind of neat. But it seems like I think it's because it's such a depressing place. Laura said that's neat. Well, thank you. and she remembers that. I guess she remembers the tower. I try to make the aesthetics,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
interesting. And there was people there at the show Sunday that I didn't know. I don't know where they saw it. There was a man with a beard and his two daughters. And so I really think there's people that just saw the ad on Facebook or something and came.
Ooh.
And that was neat, especially his little daughter. They weren't tiny, they were teenagers, but they were just all grin ear to ear at the end. They actually really, you can tell they genuinely enjoyed it.
Cool.
The way they responded, which is really nice. My priest, I don't know. I mean, he smiled, he shook my hand and said he enjoyed it. So I think he did. His kids were more enthusiastic. But maybe it's just his personality.
Yeah.
I'll find out next time
Yeah.
at church. If I shake his hand, at the end of service and he doesn't say anything about it, I'm like, well, maybe he just tolerated it. But if he says something, hopefully he liked it. I'm glad he went. He put it in his Rolodex and he made sure he'd go, and he did. And that made me feel good because a lot of people said they would and they didn't.
Yeah.
People really liked I think they all the transformation scenes, the dolphin, all that stuff got a lot of, you could hear all the murmurs
Oh, yeah.
and laughs and stuff. So it definitely got a react. People aren't, I guess they're not used to that. Well, they're not really, are they?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's kind of my gig. So I mean, that's part of my lifestyle, but I guess people aren't used to that. They know about the frog prince. They know about werewolves. They're not used to seeing somebody become a locomotive.
That's true.
She said, yes, the tower. Well, thank you. I like the tower. And I made a prototype tower. I made one, the original one I made, it almost looked more like the Empire State Building made out of brick or something. And I still have it. I think I've used it elsewhere, but it was like, this isn't working.
But what
And
it kind of
somehow I just
reminded
made
me,
it. Do what?
but it kind of reminded me is, I don't know if you were going for this, but they had a tower and all the details, like the vertical slots, those were all bells, and it was actually
Is it in
Carillion.
Dayton, Ohio? Because I think that's where I might have. Because I remember Dayton, Ohio had a cool bell tower, and I think I might have looked at it for inspiration and found that. I know I've looked at some for inspiration. There was one in Colorado, and Gottschalk, if he ever shows up, knows about it. It's a cemetery we used to go to at night, freak ourselves out. And they had a cool bell tower like that.
Yeah.
Um,
But I mean, they could actually play songs on it because it was all.
Oh,
all
there's
different
one
bells.
on Stone Mountain that was, it was made out of, I don't know if it was wood. The whole tower, it was made out of, well, let me see if I can find a picture of this because it's really neat. But I was visiting Stone Mountain by myself because I'm always by myself when I go anywhere. But I heard this beautiful bell music and I looked over, and right on the side of the lake was this beautiful bell tower making this music. And there's actually there was an empty amphitheater seating thing there, and like a booth. I guess they can make songs and people actually just sit and listen to the bell tower like a concert. I mean, let's see if I can find it. It's a beautiful bell tower, but let me see. See if because I took a pretty picture of it, but I don't know. I don't think I have it on this computer.
Mhm.
Oh, it's called the Carillon.
Carillion. I think it was the word I was searching for, but it wasn't sounding right in my head.
No.
Maybe they have a
You've heard of it?
pronunciation guy.
Or is that just a generic name for a bell tower?
Yeah, that's where you have like a whole bunch of bells that could actually like play a piece of music because it has all the notes.
Here we go. I think this is the best picture of it. Okay, so Steve,
Yes.
so I'm going to show you pictures because you left right when we were talking about the bell tower that I made for the film.
Uh-huh.
So this is one view of it. You see it?
Oh yeah, there you go.
So I'll show you the main view of it. It's what brought it up is when uh, we shot Tony with the gun.
Yeah.
So this is the other. You can see how big it is. You can see the little people on the.
Because that's what made me think of it. Because the gold going up and down, those were all individual bells. The thing that I was picturing, those were all individual bells.
Well, maybe they are individual bells. Maybe they are. I kind of figured there were. I kind of figured the golds thing going out were a series of bells.
Because we actually had something like that at Cal State University, Long Beach, and sometimes it would play tunes.
So I'm about to put in the car alarm on from Stone Mountain. I mean the tower, whatever it's called. Okay, so you got a picture. I'm just walking around. I heard this beautiful bell music. I'm like, where is this coming from? And I looked up and saw this.
Oh, there you go.
That's it. That's what was making all the beautiful bell music.
Oh, nice.
Isn't it pretty?
Mm.
Stone Mountain. Have you been there, Steve?
Where's that at?
Georgia.
It's in near Atlanta.
Oh no, I haven't been there.
It is. It's like one of the wonders of the world. It's it's this giant. I don't know how to describe it. Let me see it. I'll have to
It's
show
like
you
a
picture of it.
relief sculpture carved into the side of a.
Oh, it's not even a sculpture. The mountain itself is just amazing. But yeah, there's. Let me show you a couple of pictures. It's one of the most beautiful things I ever see. I drove to see a Moody Blues concert in Atlanta, and that's where I camped with Stone Mountain. I was 20 years old. I went by myself, like I always do, by myself. Fuckers. But just the size of the thing, it was just how to describe it. You could see it from the plane, when you go off from the airport. But anyway, I climbed to the top of it. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of pictures of Stone Mountain. I can't see the scale of it there. Hang on. Hey. Hey. What is it? Saving it as yeah, of course, it saves it as a web P. Fuck off.
Web up.
Your web Ps. What is it? Whoever, you always ask me, who that was like a round robin. Who would you like to punch in the face?
Yeah.
Whoever invented web Ps and whoever made these things about proving you're not a robot by choosing the blocks with the motorcycle, and they're all motor scooters.
Yeah.
And there's always one thing that's got just a little tiny bit of a handlebar.
Yeah. Or a mirror.
Or a mirror, yeah. Those are the people I want to punch in the face.
Yeah.
And it's like when you do that, it's like you think you're good. You just look at the pictures and think that you're going to get mugged or have someone try to sell meth to you or something.
Oh, Laura says you can use Microsoft Paint on those webums and webups.
Oh, I just use the snip tool and grab them that way. So let me. Okay, that gives you a little bit of a perspective.
Yeah.
How big that sucker is, Steve.
That's pretty cool.
They have a laser show and fireworks display every night.
Nice.
And it's just, and like I said, I walked to the top of it and, or hiked to the top. It's a hike. boy, you could see everything from. It's really a freak of nature. It's really neat, a neat place.
Oh yeah. And Steve, you better go see it quick because there are utter scumbags out there who would really love to destroy it because it depicts
Yeah.
Confederates.
Yeah, there's a mural in the bit at the middle of it
Mm.
that they carved out of these Confederates on horses.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, I didn't like it because I thought it was defacing a cool natural monument. But it turns out that that was a deal to make it a national park. They wanted to make that mural, and it kept it from being destroyed for granite or whatever. They were going to just mine it and destroy it. So that actually preserved the rock. So I'm okay with it now.
And where's that at?
It's Atlanta.
Oh, this picture there?
Yeah, Stone Mountains in Atlanta, or right outside Atlanta.
Like north of it or something?
I think so, north or east of it. It's really neat. It's a huge park. You might want to go there, Steve, someday. I think it was very relaxing for me as a 20-year-old. And I set up a tent and just went camping. And I can't believe I was that adventurous that young. But, I really wanted to see the Moody Blues, and I was too cheap for a hotel. I was broke. I was totally broke,
Well, I just looked up the Tampa Comic Con. They haven't added that many more notable celebrities.
Well, maybe we should shoot for Orlando.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Like Lou Ferrigno's
Oh,
gonna be
gross. I
there.
don't want that to be my...
Yeah.
Lou Ferrigno's going to be there. He can ignore me again. That'd be fun.
Oh, I don't want to hear it, Steve. He didn't
I don't
ignore
wanna-
you.
He did ignore me. So,
Look, Steve, like I said before, I had told you a million times that he was a terrible person, didn't I? During our Wrong Channel shows, I said he had a terrible reputation of being a dumb bastard at all these cons. And we finally said, I'm like, there's that dumb bastard. And I thought that he was pretty cordial to us, and I've been defending him ever since. I'm like, he wasn't mean to you, Steve. He wasn't ignoring you.
I remember
he's
walking
deaf.
up.
He's kind of shy and deaf. You got to kind of start talking to him.
His
You didn't
eyes
try.
met
You didn't even
mine.
try, Steve.
His eyes met mine. I walked up to
And
him,
he nodded. He nodded at us
and then he
both.
started talking to his friend.
That's fine. That's fine. If you would have put the change in his slot, he probably would have had a big conversation with you, and it
Oh,
would have been worth your
I'd
30
had
or
to-
40 bucks.
I'd had to pay him to be my friend. Is that it?
Well,
All of them
that's
are
how life
like that.
works.
That's how it works.
If anybody deserved money, it was what's his face, Mark Singer.
Well, get Mark Singer on our show, and we'll personally buy his autograph, because I'll buy something from him, because he's been nothing but nice every time I've seen him.
Yeah. Well, you were there when he tapped me on the shoulder.
Yeah,
Winslow,
and, well, he
Arizona?
also told me that my strap was coming loose on my robot costume, and on the foot, and he was afraid I'd trip on it.
Oh, what a
What
nice
a nice
guy.
guy.
Mhm.
I'll be back.
But I'm sure Lou Ferrigno is not a total dick, but that's just the way I felt when I was there. I don't know. They do have a guy at the Comic Con from Star Trek Discovery, but I didn't like that show that much. There is a movie I want to see. I had to pay for it. I can rent it for like $4. That's probably worth it.
There you go.
It's a 2019 movie, and it's called Yesterday. It's about this guy who gets in a car wreck, wakes up, and he's, so I guess, in an era or a time or a dimension or something where the Beatles are still alive. Or the Beatles never, what was it? Where John Lennon was still alive. And somehow he ends up, I guess they were never a band or something, and this guy remembers all the Beatles songs, and he cashes in on all the Beatles songs
Oh,
or
nice.
something. And it's a touching scene that I saw where he's he goes to John Lennon's house out in the country somewhere. John Lennon is 78, talking about his deceased wife, which I take as Yoko no.
Huh.
I don't know. It looked good.
Yeah.
Of course, when I say it out loud, it's like, maybe I don't want to see this. That's incredible. I can only hang out for another half hour or so.
Well, that's when the show ends anyway. I was kind of hoping Gottschalk would show up, but he said he would, but then, that and $4 will get you a cup of coffee.
You know what I'm finding is I've been out of the loop so long with internet and radio and all that stuff. I'm finding people who passed away in the last year or so, and I didn't even know about.
Yeah.
I forget who it was. I was going to do a birthday for him a day or so ago, and I'm like looking at him, I'm like, oh, I didn't know he passed away.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
No, we weren't talking about you.
Yeah.
Oh. Man, I thought the dogs ran away. I was flipping out.
Ooh, could be.
They're both in the laundry room.
Ooh, let the dogs in.
Well, that used to be a common thing when I do my show
Mm.
on BabbleGab, and I'd find out that the dogs had run away.
Next Thursday, we're taking a drive up to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
See where pencils come from.
I
Yeah.
guess.
We're
Are
taking
you
my
going to go down the
granddaughter.
Hershey Highway?
Yeah, we're going to take my granddaughter up there and let her spend the summer with my daughter.
Ah.
And then my daughter will bring her back before school starts.
Ah.
Yeah, sure.
If she doesn't, that's one less mouth to feed. It'll be gone for about...
Paint. Oh, Microsoft Paint.
We'll be back about 4 or 5 days.
So you going to do the show from the road?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, you've done it before.
I don't know. It's also a little vacation, spend time with Vicky, too.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be here next week?
Oh, next week, yeah, but because it's a week from Thursday that we're leaving.
Ah.
So it won't interrupt your show here.
Nah,
Oh, good.
I'm gonna be-
Gottschalk's he's been worthless this show.
Yeah.
well, I'm always worthless, but that's beside the point.
No, you're not. You're here. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be controlling the Q-Star FM via a tablet. It's going to be fun.
And Laura Putt's been in ICU the last few days, and he's, his liver failure thing is.
Is he out of the hospital yet? Do you know?
Yeah, he's out of ICU. I don't think he's out of the hospital.
I saw his little circle pop up in our chat, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I miss Putt. I wish he'd be here. He's such a part of this show.
Yeah. Well,
Really needs all our prayers.
and so I wonder what the prognosis for him is. Well, he can still come back from it, you know.
Hope so.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because he's only what? How old is Pud? 50?
Yeah.
7, I think.
Yeah, he was
57?
born in 1967, so he's
Oh, he's younger than me.
57, going to be 58.
I remember guys saying he was having some health issues. I hope he's feeling better soon. I hope so too.
Yeah.
This has been going on so long with him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, literally, about 15 years. You know,
Even before the
when I lived in
stroke.
Colorado, when we were doing Star Trip, we were worried about his health.
Yeah. That was before the stroke.
That was way before the stroke. The stroke was this few years ago.
Yeah.
And, you know,
It's weird watching our precious moments, the earlier, I say early ones, just from a few years ago, where he's just so, I don't know. You could see the difference.
Yeah. I just hope I'm not going to have to put together a tribute video for him anytime soon.
No, I wanted to make sure that where you were laughing at him about having a stroke, that we had him, that it wasn't too late. I had to do that because it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make sure I did it before something could possibly have happened to him, and I would have been guilty putting that up.
Yeah, I kind of felt. I just know he's got a sense of humor.
I do, and I plan on, heaven forbid, if the worst happens, I still plan on putting, if I find something funny with Putt on the precious moment, I'll definitely put, because he'd want us to.
Yeah.
Well, that was depressing.
Yeah, I learned the hard way. I'm not making any more medleys. I made that Cars medley, and then not long after, Rick Ocasek died.
Well, to be fair, Benjamin Orr floofy 20 years before that.
Yeah,
He was the good singer.
yeah.
The funny is, a lot of those guys that I remember from the late 70s, early 80s are all gone. Tom Petty, Rick Ocasek, Jay Giles, I think, did he pass on? And then
Eddie Money.
Yeah.
Eddie Money, Olivia Newton-John.
Prince, Michael Jackson.
Well, I was never much into him.
They were more 80s, but still.
Michael was Jackson 5's early 70s, late 60s. So.
Well, there was kind of a
Nobody gives
gap
a
because
fuck
he was
about
like the
them.
little kid singing, and then he did his
Being
solo
a
stuff.
Gosh damn daycare. Bunch of screaming brats running around.
The Jackson
Same with
5.
the Osmonds. Oh my
I
god.
liked them. They were okay.
I can't stand it. I can't stand. I did one as Terry Summer, a video. Once it was my first ever video blog. I did as Terry Summer, just complaining about those teeny bopper boy bands, the Jacksons and the Osmonds. I couldn't stand it.
Well, some of us liked it. Some of us liked it. So
I know a lot of people liked it because I actually said that people are going to hate me for saying this because they can't let out a soda burp without it going to number one.
Yeah.
You know what?
How do you feel about that band that I can't remember the name of, the one with the and spaghetti?
Oh, the council.
Cowsills.
I actually mentioned the Cowsills in that blog. I said they don't classify as the same because the lead singer had already reached puberty.
So that's what classifies as a good singer. They've got pre-puberty.
Yeah, because it didn't sound like effing Mickey Mouse. He sounded like an actual man. And the backing singers, even though they were little boys, they sounded like women singing in the back. And I said that was a little disturbing in its own way, but it was at least easier on the ears. So that's how I felt about the Cowsills. I like the Cowsills.
Well, the little girl was.
There was a girl, but she wasn't in it until the end. Until I think about Hair. The boys didn't want her in the band. But I guess either management or their mom or something that
why did they
have her in it? Because she would have made them uncool. They can't have the dumb little sister in the band.
If they didn't want her in it, why did they have their mom in there then?
She wasn't in the band.
She sang with them a lot.
I don't think she did she?
Yeah, she did.
I don't
Any
know.
video I've seen, for the most part, she's there.
Was she really? She singing?
Like Hair, there's a video I've seen of her that she starts off making a face, and then the kids sing, and then she'll come in at the end and kind of wrap up the song with them.
Because I've seen her in publicity shots with them, but I didn't know she was actually one of the singers.
Yeah, because that's how the Partridge Family came. They were based off the council.
Well, they were going to be the Cowsills. But
Yeah, I know, the
is their
Cowsills.
dad was such a jerk that he ruined every opportunity they had. The Partridge Family would have been the Cowsills if the dad wasn't such a jerk.
Oh, yeah, they missed out on that.
I think Barry Cowsill was the lead singer, and he fired Barry just because of an argument they had at dinner. What a prick.
Barry is the oldest boy.
My memory of it was, he was the one that sang, and
He was a good singer.
yeah, and the dad fired him. And there was one Cowsill that floofied in Katrina.
Oh, that's right. I heard about
And
that.
he survived the hurricane, but he floofied in the aftermath.
Oh, gee, that's right. I remember that. Wasn't that John Cowsill? Or
You lose me after Barry.
Yeah.
oh.
And there was one Cowsill that was a real jerk because Dennis told him he played his song on his show, and he says, "You don't have to tell me every time." Remember that, Tony? Like, what an asshole.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear anything? I heard recently about the television network approached the Brady kids about doing a reunion movie or reunion show.
Yeah, but they won't because Cindy was a Trump supporter.
Oh,
So
is
the whole thing fell through.
oh, jeez.
You believe it?
It shouldn't be matter what her political views are.
I know,
They're
honestly.
doing a
Who the F cares?
You know, if they're liberals, I don't care. I'd watch them anyway. Their political
Yeah, I
views
don't
matter
care what
either. Yeah.
as long as they're not like those. We mentioned just the few that are just insufferable. You know what?
Unhinged. Yeah.
They're the ones that just they can't. They're. Yeah, in fact, it's almost kind of funny to watch them because they're so insane.
Yeah.
But
And I think that's why they fired Roseanne, because she was a Trump supporter.
no, she said something about some black woman and said that she looked like a gorilla.
Well, yeah, she was Valerie Jarrett, and said that she looked like somebody from the Planet of the Apes had a baby.
Yeah, but she was one of the first people that was canceled in cancel culture.
But then I like her answer. She goes, "I didn't know the bitch was black."
Yeah, I've heard that
And
too.
Valerie Jarrett doesn't look black.
Yeah. I'm just glad that shit's getting kind of over with, all that cancel culture and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
But they're keeping up with that show, The Connors, right?
No, it ended this year.
I saw that. I won't say. I don't know what you can say with met somebody.
With who?
Tom Arnold.
Mm.
I won't say that I met him, but I've talked to him a couple times. Just like, he was in a room it was in a little room, and me and Wendy she was wanting to see someone from her Walking Dead, Wendy Little, one of her Walking Dead people she wanted to meet. And Tom Arnold was the only one other over there, and he was by himself, and he was mad.
Well, because he was by himself.
I don't think he liked being stuffed in that empty room.
Oh
I
well.
think he wanted to be more where he could be seen. Because
I don't
nobody
think
was there to see him.
I don't think he was that famous anywhere, popular really.
Well, I came in there and I said, True Lies is awesome. I loved it. And he kind of nodded at me and smiled like kind of a thank you.
Mm.
And then like the next day he wasn't there. He was right by the elevator in the main lobby. So he was like right where everybody had to see him, whether you like to or not. So he must have raised a fuss and got his way. I said, I remember you from before. I was the robot. And he says, yeah, I remember you too. So that was like twice that, but I don't know if that's meaning that I met somebody, but
Yeah.
I encountered him a couple times. That was my brush with the Roseanne universe. Gosh, Chuck, I want to apologize for not making it tonight. My company sent me to Orlando after work to pick up unit and Mercedes-Benz and getting repaired. Just dropped off at the store and on my way home. We missed you.
Yeah.
We were hoping you'd be here. Well, at least we got Steve. It's just Tony and me that it's a disaster.
Yeah.
I know you did, gosh, Chuck. Maybe next week. Hasn't been a good show anyway, but it would have been if you were here.
Yeah.
But,
And 2 weeks from tonight, I'm not going to be here.
what do you mean?
He just got done telling you, but he's
I'll
not.
be in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he's not going
I
to
just asked
Pennsylvania.
you. I said, "Is that going to interfere with our show?" And you said, "No."
I'm there visiting my daughter that I haven't seen in ages for
Yeah,
pizza.
yeah.
I'm not complaining that you're visiting my daughter. I just asked you
Huh?
before. I said, "Oh, so you can still do the show?" And you were like, "Oh yeah."
I didn't say I would.
You actually did say, "Oh yeah," because you weren't thinking.
Well, gosh, Chuck, I hope you can sure be here 2 weeks from now because
Yeah.
Tony and I can't do this shit by ourselves.
Yeah.
Steve,
Maybe.
did you do that thing with the gerbil
Yeah.
you said you were going experimenting with?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sure did.
Oh, gee.
Woo.
Oh, look at this guy.
Ooh.
I'm like, I'm trying to force a precious moment. I think I got one.
Yeah.
Here, I'll force you a precious moment right here.
Oh. Did you poop out a gerbil or something else?
You didn't just fart, did you?
My favorite. Who is that guy?
That's the barber.
You know, I did not know. I did not know that Jerry Mathers had a little brother named Jimmy. And he was in
Did he ever cameo on the show?
Well, you know, I saw he was on an episode of Bewitched, and everybody thought that was Jerry Mathers.
Oh.
And that was his brother, little brother Jimmy.
And that was the one
Did
who
you know
was killed
people
in
used to
Vietnam.
think that Clint Howard played Chaka? Because I guess the teeth.
He does kind of look like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that, and there was some drummer of a band, a popular '90s band, or Uh-Oh's band, that said that he played Chaka, and I think Phil Paley sued him because he was kept telling everybody he played Chaka. Why would somebody do that? Honestly,
Is that an offense worth?
you're in an effing rock band.
Is that
You don't
worth-
have to make shit up.
Is that suable though? I mean, is it a good lawsuit? Because I say shit all the time. I
Well,
won't
I'm
say
sure he didn't
Hey,
I'm
I
sure he
once
didn't
saw him- I went-
end up owning his house. It was probably a cease and desist.
I went
kind of
around
thing.
saying I was playing the Bionic Woman. I didn't get sued.
Yeah, but when you're an actual public celebrity and you're putting it in a
Oh.
Rolling Stone magazine or whatever, saying that you played, that's like
Like,
slander. That's
I do
you
the
know.
Steve Jarrett Morning Show. I'm not a celebrity.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's what Wesley told me that, or told us that in his show that he sued him.
Oh, well. I guess there must be grounds for a lawsuit then. I guess.
Gus Chuck said he's in Chaka Khan. That's a convention with
Chaka
just
Khan.
Bakunis, Chaka Khan. But
Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan.
like I said, I think one of my weirdest experiences was when I was in Milwaukee and I was in the little cafeteria of the hotel, and there was this old couple, a short man and a woman,
Ah.
like borderline midget, and they were sitting at a table, and I just saw them there, and I said, "Did you play Tall and Saw?" I never even saw the picture of them before or anything.
Ah.
And I just said that, and they were like, they giggled and said, "Yeah, that's us." That could have gone so badly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
But we
that's
had
like-
Tall on our show, our Wrong Channel show.
Yeah.
Oh, Gio.
Joe Giammalva,
Yeah.
or Giammalva.
Geode.
Wasn't he nice? He was such a good guest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's a fun guy. Yeah, well,
One guy.
I would like to still get Phil Paley on here. That'd be nice.
He's so shy.
And his band, Phil Paley and the Comets.
Yeah.
Soccer around the
So,
clock.
say Kathy said something about him, and I don't want to repeat it here. I'll tell you what.
okay.
It's not anything bad. It was just something. Well, it's probably something. That
Well,
it's kind of first. That's not. It's
Maybe
nothing gross or anything.
we can fix Wesley's bubble and invite Kathy on
There
here.
you go.
Well, I want to know what's going on with Wesley.
He probably wants to spread himself around,
What do you mean by that?
The other interviewings and stuff like that.
He doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Well, he's in his 80s now. He's probably just wants to not do anything. Probably
He's not in his 80s yet.
close enough.
What is he? Mid 70s?
Probably.
He's about 10 years older than me.
Well,
What are you, Tony? About 97?
Yeah. See, Timmy doesn't really get the whole numbers thing.
I don't like numbers. I mean, I like numbers. I like to look at them. I don't like to count them.
I'll be 86 in December.
Yeah, there you go.
I still have nightmares about. I have nightmares about, like, it's usually math or some kind of complex algebra, and I go to school and I've got a final exam, and I realize I haven't gone to the class all year.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of things. And I thought that going to college would ruin those, would do away with those jokes. I mean, no jokes, those dreams, and it didn't. Now I just have those in addition to I missed 3 months of my 5th grade, and I've got to go back to graduate elementary school. I still got those dreams. Now I've got the elementary school dreams, I've got the college dreams, I've got the high school dreams. It didn't do anything to extinguish those. Gotchuk said I played Daggett in what? In Battlestar Galactica. Prove it. What?
Where are you seeing Gottschalk texting it?
In our YouTube,
in our
the
chat?
YouTube the chat.
I don't see it.
No, not the Facebook chat. The actual YouTube. The actual YouTube.
No, the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
You got to scroll up and put it on live chat instead of top posts, Steve.
I mean, that shouldn't make a difference, but it sometimes it does.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Did that work?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've learned how to do that the first thing now.
So now I'm curious about what Big Bob's announcement's going to be.
Oh, sex change or something.
Did he? What? How did he say it? Did he say it? What? Big announcement.
Yeah, we got to remind Timmy to come into Big Bob's thingy.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a decade.
I just figured you didn't like the show. I didn't bother giving you.
No, it's not that I didn't like the show. I just, you know what? Saturday morning is pretty much. It's the go outside and clean out the shed or do some kind of a thing. It's my chore day, and if anything, I usually have Salty Cracker on the remote, the Bluetooth speaker, listening to him. I usually decide Saturday morning isn't a real chat time for me, but I'll see. If you remind me, I'll at least make an effort.
Yeah, because I did the
Plus,
show.
Bob yelled at me because what?
I did the show for him a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. He yelled at me because one time I used an orange font. Of all the things I bitch about.
Well, he is protected. He has, because he likes to be the red font in there.
So what? Orange and red are two different things.
Yeah.
Good grief! I can
Yeah,
understand.
but if you have a
okay, I'm
red
the
car and you don't you don't polish it out all the time, it tends to turn orange.
I figured in the sun, I guess. Or no, a red car will turn pink.
I figured it's Bob's show, and he does his thing. I'd let him have it.
I'm trying to be kind of funny.
Oh, okay.
I know I should
Don't
do
try to
that.
be funny.
I can't figure
That's
out
what
how
I
to
keep
change
telling
the
Steve.
font
Don't try
color
to be
anyway.
funny.
I can't figure out how to change
Says
the font color.
ever have that feeling that every day is an away mission and you're wearing a red shirt. Are you texting and driving? Got shot. I think I am. I decided I think I am going to make an Enterprise avatar.
Ah,
I just didn't want to remind you guys of Star Trek like every second of the
Yeah.
show.
yeah.
Star Trek.
Here's
Look at those
Edward's
legs.
Yeah.
Is that a woman?
Yes, very much so.
Good. Oh, good. Good. I would have been embarrassed. She has
Very
good
well.
legs.
Oh yeah.
And even her hair isn't too granny-like.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Well, this is Tampa, I think.
Oh, the Florida women.
Yeah.
Is that a 55 or 56 Ford?
Yeah, I think it's 56,
Crown Vic
yeah,
or something?
with the chrome. And I love is the owner of the gas station wears the same uniform that everybody else does with the hat and everything.
I think he was just showing off.
Well, yeah.
But when he gets off camera, he's back to wearing his Hitler uniform,
Yeah.
cracking the whip. Crack that whip! Give her ass a slap!
Huh?
Stick on it. Step. Was it?
What?
Stick out a prick. Break
no
your
idea.
mama's back. That's disgusting,
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah, it is.
You played a song in your show.
That's disgusting.
See, he did a little Jeep. Now he's
Oh,
delivering.
what's
See, he's
up,
delivering the
right?
card to the orange lady. But it
So
looks
what
like
kind-
he's
what's the-
smiling. He's smiling ear to ear. So I think something's going on.
All I can think, Steve, is that I had it in my head all day.
Ah,
I've already gone through, Valerie calling me.
ah.
I'm the same boat I used to be.
So you should submit that as YouTube's got no talent.
I thought like rocking as a boat gets me sick.
Yeah, both of them get seasick.
Boy, am I the only boat in the world that gets seasick? That's
Yeah.
sad.
Hey, you belong on that island with the locomotive with the square wheels. And the little doll, we can't figure out what the hell's wrong with her, but she's obviously got something.
Oh,
wrong
she
with
got
her.
obsessive compulsive disorder.
I think that was it, yeah. Or the Charlie in the box.
And there was that airplane that its face wasn't where the airplane face is. It was like on its butt or something like
Yeah.
that. I don't know if that's what they intended, but I've got, I've got a problem with that. Like the Pixar cars and all that stuff where they put their face where it's like cars have a natural face,
Yeah,
and then
like
they
that
put
Jeep
their
right
face
there.
where it's. like make the tailpipe the mouth and
Yeah.
stuff. It's like, what are you doing? There's a little bit of a challenge trying to figure out a face on a boat.
Why'd you raise your hand, Steve?
Wonder if
How
I
did,
can do it.
did we miss a square? What happened here? Did we just shuffle?
Steve Jarrett raised hand. View. That was normal again. Oh, look at that.
Oh, voice to text while driving. Well, that's kind of that works.
No,
It's like
apparently
you
you
open
raised.
your mouth too wide, you sink. I never thought about that. That's scary. Well, if there's ever like if there's ever like a sea storm and there's
Yeah, you gotta
like
keep your
big
mouth
waves,
shut.
I'll make sure I keep my mouth shut.
Yep. Otherwise, you're gonna get a bunch of salt.
Yeah, and the boat rocked back and forth, and Timmy opened his mouth and got a big mouthful of water.
Yeah. And the islands and bays are for sportsmen.
That was such an unneeded verse.
Yeah, it was like weird.
I mean, he could have taken a minute off that song by just getting rid of that stupid verse.
It's funny. I open my mouth, everybody starts talking. I can't talk.
Huh? Just say what you want to say.
I've been trying for the last 3 hours.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
What are you
That's
trying
why I
to say,
keep asking.
Steve?
That's why I keep asking if the microphone works.
You didn't ask
Say
that
it.
once.
No, I don't have nothing to say.
For fuck's sake.
Because I'll try and respond to whatever you guys are talking about, and I don't get in, so I'm like... But I listen to the feed on the live thing, and my microphone sounds louder than your guys'.
Yeah.
So go figure.
Yeah,
So
we're
what
just
you do
trying
is
to
you
be
just
rude
keep
and cut you off
talking
and
until they
ignore you,
start
Steve.
listening. That's what I do.
You just butt in.
Yeah. We
When
all
you-
have to
when
do
you go
that.
onto a freeway, you just are you the guy that stops on the on ramp and just stops?
Yeah. Ain't that what you're supposed to do?
You're supposed to merge.
Oh, yeah.
Hi,
Hi, I'm high energy. Energy.
No, I'll tell you, I am the one who gets pissed off on the interstate when people can't fucking merge right. They come off the exit ramp. You're supposed to blend into traffic, not disrupt it.
Right.
And Laura said hi to you, Dave. She said, long time no see.
Yeah.
You probably can't read it. He's just saying, here's what we're saying.
Yeah.
She doesn't say hi to me.
He said, oh my. I think he's saying it like the gay guy on Star Trek, Shatner.
Oh, okay.
oh my.
Dang, you got that. Steve's got all these buttons, and
Yeah.
one's the oh my button. That's like the big red one in the middle of
Yeah.
everything.
Actually,
I gotta tell you, Dennis Holzebrook did a really good McCoy or whoever the Chinese guy was. Yeah. All of you did great.
See, Laura says hi to you.
Oh,
She said, hi, Stefan Jerome. Yeah, Laura's been in your chat.
Come on, man.
Laura's
I know
been in my
she's
chat.
in the morning show?
Yeah, she's been in the morning show chat.
I don't remember.
I believe so.
It must have been the old
Laura, I
chat.
seem to believe that she's been there. What?
No.
It must have been the old chat room or something.
I don't. Well, it might have been a couple of years ago.
Huh.
Pretty sure.
He's biting that female.
How else would she know about Stefan Giroux?
That's a good. Well, she could be listening.
Huh.
Well, maybe she's maybe she's listening, but
Yeah.
same difference.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Oh, I guess she wasn't in chat. But
I don't know
guess
who started this Stefan Giroux stuff.
Phil.
That's right. Yeah. I don't know where he gets it from.
Remember Phil Hartley?
Yeah.
I was just thinking about him earlier. I wonder how he's doing.
I've got a song from him on episode 1 of the Fun Hour.
Oh,
Yeah, I've still got Phil Hartley songs too.
yeah.
I actually, it's a great song, but it had a stupid middle 8 in it, and I cut it out.
Something about a game? Is that what it was?
No, it was about a summertime thing.
Oh.
It's a summertime thing. I got one thing on my mind. It's a pretty song. I really like it. But and it had these realistic strings in it. It was just really nice sounding, and it went perfect with the fine art. And then there's this middle eight. It sounds like he's using a cheap Casio keyboard for the strings. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I actually just cut the middle eight, so he's not going to listen to the show. I'm like, it's either cut out the middle eight or cut out the song altogether. But I like the song.
I used to have all kinds of Phil Hartley songs, and all I have is the game.
Most of the songs are about socks.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, did you download the Fun Hours?
No, not yet.
Okay, because this last weekend I replaced 2 more, so they should all be up to date. One of them, I played the Paul Williams song that I really like, "Someday Man," and then I thought, well, you know what? Cousin Oliver was on the same thing, and it's like I talked about meeting Cousin Oliver at I didn't say at the Comic Cons, but I said I was in different forums and met him. And then I'm like, well, I played Paul Williams right after that, and I met him in a couple different forums. So I had to put that anecdote there too, because it was a funny story.
Oh yeah.
That I said that song was in my head all weekend. That boom, 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 boom. His "Someday Man" song.
Yeah.
He's like, really? And I'm
Well,
like,
that's
yeah.
the
He
one
said-
Davy
and he-
Jones did covered, right?
Well, yeah. He this is part of my story. He said
sorry.
he said he got kind of annoyed and said that the Monkees beat him to it with the single. And I said, well, I don't even remember hearing a Monkees version. And he smiled and shook my hand.
No,
So I thought that was kind of neat. That was a neat part of the story. So I thought, well, shoot, I need to include that. So I had to kind of redo the Fun Hour with that edit. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Because
so I put that little
when
edit
you're
in
trying
there.
to think of '60s people, I mean, Paul Williams, he's still around from that era, as few are.
He's the head of ASCAP now.
Yeah. He wears a
Say
cap on his
ASCAP.
head.
No, ASCAP. It's a big.
Yeah, we know.
It's one of the 2 biggest. There's 2 big
Yeah.
musicians guilds. There's ASCAP and BMI, and I belong to BMI.
I was being a
So,
joke.
but shit, if I'd have chose ASCAP instead, maybe he could have made a big star out of me.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't know what ASCAP and BMI are, Steve?
No, I was saying, I was joking, dear.
You call me dear.
Automatic.
Yes, dear.
I'm a boat, not a deer.
Oh,
On the same boat I used to be. Now that song's thanks, Steve. You played a song on your show, and that's in my head all day.
Yeah.
poor baby.
Poor boat.
Yeah.
I like being a boat. It's fun. It's refreshing.
Well, sure. It's there out there in the sea air.
Kind of nice. I like it. All I need is the sound effects.
Yeah.
You know, Timmy, I have something for you.
Oh, stop that shit. What are you doing? What are you doing?
But I don't understand is, why do you have to leave chat when he plays that? You can just
I
turn the
know.
player off.
What's the difference? Everybody says goodbye. How long do you guys chat?
No,
after
you
the show
leave
or
before
something?
everybody says, "Oh, bye,
Yeah.
Timmy." And you're already you're already a little puff of dust off on the side.
Yeah, because you said you don't like that, so you leave before I play it.
So what? Why does that bother you?
Because we're not done saying
I
goodbye
still
yet.
say goodbye to everybody. I
No,
don't
you
just leave
don't.
without saying goodbye.
Yeah, but
I leave
you
before
leave
Steve
before they
says-
say goodbye back.
What's that matter?
It's rude as all hell.
You don't want me anymore.
So's playing 80s music, but I don't
Yeah.
complain about. Well, I do complain about it, but you know.
Well. What do you think about that John Lennon song, "Beautiful Boy"?
Never heard of it.
That's from the
Double fantasy.
volume, yeah, double whatever.
Did Yoko really do a whole side of that album?
No,
Not a whole side, but she did. Oh God, she did one. It's called "Kiss, Kiss, Kiss."
I think that
And
was the
she's
only one
making
she
all-
actually just did the lead on.
And she
And it sounds
just like making all kinds of like sexual noises or something.
yeah.
Well, Kiss 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 in all fairness, almost sounds like a song.
Yeah.
Until she starts making all the groaning noises.
Oh, gross. And Laura says, I heard Stefan Giroux thing during a broadcast that made me laugh.
Oh.
Gottschalk says, I thought he was about to play Gordy, the singing French baby from the 90s.
Yeah.
I'm Count Macula. When I get up in the morning, I like to listen to the Stephen Girate Morning Show.
See, I don't know where, you know.
Yeah.
He licks what?
Hmm?
He says, I like to lick.
Yeah.
I like to lick the Steve Giroux morning.
That's gross. That's disgusting.
Oh, look at the time. Listen, fellas.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't said anything funny yet.
Shut
Well,
up.
if we ain't
Always
said it
say
now,
that.
we ain't going to.
Yeah.
Yeah. We needed Gottschalk here to make it fun with his book.
So
Did you hear about that guy that evidently like made a deal with Satan and wrote like this giant book and like you ever hear that?
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's like a long time ago. I thought Tony would at least know what I'm talking about. Putt would.
No idea.
Some guy made a book that was as big as the Bible,
Oh.
and it's like his life depended on it, and he like made a deal with Satan, and he made this book that was like as big as the Bible, and like no, I don't know, it's just something I'd heard. Laura might know about it.
Clue. I don't.
She's smart.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not, into like contemporary novels or any of that crap. Like that lady who writes a book every other week, and every title of the book is like, the first book began with an A, and the second book began with a B, and it's like,
Oh, this isn't a novel. It was more of almost like a biblical kind of thing. I don't know what Laura says. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of the book though. I don't know if the book name is totally relevant. It's just the story itself. And if you believe it, like this guy was able to do this, but he,
Yes,
like they
Steve?
said, he made a deal with the devil.
Are you guys hanging out longer?
no.
Oh. Okay, because I got to go.
Gottschalk said the whole show was hilarious. He's blowing smoke up my skirt. Oh, that's disgusting, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you need. Yeah, you need fenders. You need those like rubber doohickeys, at least on one side, so you don't bang into the dock.
I thought those fender covers, those skirts, they made the cars look even more frumpy than they were before, and they didn't need that to be more frumpy. It's
The one accessory that I can't stand is the
visor.
no, the rear the Continental kit, the spare tire on the back, where they extend the bumper, and it's the same bumper, but it's like literally 24 inches back.
They did
of the
that
car.
on the T-Birds, which is even, it's a T-Bird's supposed to be a sports car. And they
Well,
did
the
that.
T-Bird, the back bumper is I'm talking about when they do that on cars that didn't come with it, like a '59 Chevy or whatever, and it'll have like a filler thing that goes between the bumper and the back fender, and it literally is 24 inches long, and it just looks as
They look
stupid as all
ridiculous.
hell.
Iacocca is responsible for the Mark III having it, but at least it looked okay. It formed good with the.
Well, it was
trunk, you know,
designed into the car. I'm talking about stuff
Yeah.
that's added. It is
Yeah,
obviously
I know what you're
out of
talking
place.
about. They looked. Oh, there's one at the car show. It's a '59 Mercury.
Car talk.
It's got the bumper goes out later. I mean, Steve,
You
the
could-
bumper
you could have
goes
a
out
picnic
like
on
that.
it.
Look at the deck. See the deck behind me on my aft.
Mhm.
It looks like that past the bumper of the car.
Yeah.
Is what
I'm
he's
looking at
talking
your
about. It
aft.
looks so ridiculous. It like adds 2 feet onto the back of the car, and this stupid. It does look ridiculous.
I don't want to check out your aft.
Yeah. And I
You've been
don't know if,
looking at
I don't
my
mind
ass
the sun visors, but they belong on 40s and early 50s cars.
But you have to be 85 years old or older to have those sun visors on the.
Well, the car does, not you.
No, I'm just saying that those 40s cars with the sun visors over the big metal sun visors over the windows. I think
Yeah.
I always thought that was an old people thing. They had the houses that had the awnings that are made of metal over the
Yeah.
windows. Remember those?
Yeah.
That farmhouse we moved to in Alabama had those.
Yeah.
I gotta go, guys.
All right.
Fine. Take care,
Fine.
fellas.
Bye.
Let me find
Goodness,
the
that was
thing.
quick.
Wow, what do you think? Yeah, there we